106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Wednesday, September 18th. I am your host, Gabe. I'll tell you, this is Double Impact. We have a great show today, guys. Thank you for joining us at the all-new time. As a West Coast person, I have to say, you are welcome, by the way. This is a giant favor to you guys. It is like 67 degrees outside and blue skies. And I like my middle of the day, in case you're wondering. So I'm doing this. I didn't want to do it. I resisted it for 2 years, but we're trying a midday show. We'll see. We'll try it for a few weeks. Jericho has agreed. Jericho's already been doing it for a while. Speaking of Jericho, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend, the midnight lover himself, the great Jericho Green, everyone. How you doing, friend?
1 p.m. Great, man. I'm excited. I'll try something new.
Do you do that every hour on the hour? Traffic, weather, news. You do that?
Traffic, weather, and news. Sponsored by 102.3 The Meat.
You just be sitting next to your wife. You just turn and go, 2 p.m.
Yeah, the kids hate it, but, I've dug into it. That's what I do.
Wait, you're a Navy man. So you do that thing where you go past 12, you start going 1300, 100.
Actually, I do. My phone is on a 24-hour clock. The car. My kids know how to tell time on a 24-hour clock, too. So, yeah, I do that shit.
Yeah, I'm not used to the military clock. So, like most people, I go, minus 12 is okay.
It's easy. Instead of starting over, you just keep counting. 12, 13, 14, 15, so on and so on.
Jericho, it's also easy the other way.
Either way, I'm ambidextrous. If that makes sense.
I get it. For the military, it's more efficient to not have to say AM or PM. You just say the one, and then you know if it's AM.
Cut the shit.
Now, why do they add the O in the morning? 0500. You could say 5. Now you're adding an O, and the O is superfluous. You don't need that O in the front.
But if you just say 5, is it 5 p.m. or AM?
Well, 5 p.m. is
1700.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know why they do, but 0500 or whatever.
It's inconsistent. One thing I love about men, this is a very male thing, and the military is obviously masculine culture, is they love acronyms and abbreviations for everything. You cannot say any phrase. You just say the acronym or the abbreviation. It's kind of go to the PDX, the ABX, the XYZ, and the FUBAR, and the everything, and it's like a second language. It's kind of amazing.
It really is, and we speak it fluently.
Right,
adulthood.
So, did you go when you were in the Navy? Did you go to the BX to do your grocery shopping?
To the PX.
That's what everyone calls it here in San Diego. The BX. It's the base exchange. That's where you go to shop, department store, grocery store, all that stuff on the Navy base.
If you're on base, yeah, but if you're on ship, you just go to the ship store.
Oh, were you ever stationed at a base, or were you always on a ship? Like, you must have had a base, right?
I was stationed at a base, but the pier was on one part, and then the actual base itself with the barracks and stuff were like somewhere like a few miles away.
Okay.
You know, like Disneyland, it owns a bunch of land, so when you're driving like 10 minutes between parks, you're still on Disney property.
Right.
Same kind of thing. When you're driving between the bases, you know, it's like a couple miles away, but you're on military property the whole time.
All right. Yeah. So it's like Disneyland, except for none of the postmodern LGB agenda being shoved down your throat when you go to Disneyland.
Not yet.
Not
Give
yet.
them time.
Well, didn't they just introduce a gender-neutral submarine or something yesterday? The U.S. military.
I hope not. Kidding. That's a nightmare. You can't. The reason that you don't have women on submarines and you don't have women out in combat and stuff is because they're, number one, they're a pregnancy risk. You get heterosexual people in enclosed spaces spending a lot of time together. Somebody's going to get pregnant, and that can compromise the mission. You know, she's
hey Jericho,
she's going into labor, and if especially on the sub, you might have to surface for an issue with the baby or something and compromise the mission. Hell no, no. I hope they didn't do that. That's the dumbest thing the military has done so far. If that's the case.
You can hope all you want, Jericho, but USS New Jersey becomes Navy's first general neutral party submarine.
That's a nightmare. Why would they do that?
There you go.
Why are you introducing women into that?
A Virginia-class fast attack submarine in a ceremony on Saturday at Naval Weapons Station Earl. The submarine is the first in its class designed to accommodate a gender-integrated crew. You know what they did? You know what makes it a gender-neutral submarine? There's reinforced, like they put these bumpers on the edges of the submarine since women crash into things more than men.
Yeah, they're going to be.
This way the submarine can go oops and back up into things and stuff like that. And the submarine has more cup holders, and it's got those little flip down visors to like lights to do their makeup and stuff like that. So
yeah, and then when the captain is driving the submarine, they can go like that while he's driving.
Right.
Like, what?
Oh, did you have hey vato, did you see the new Latina Kamala Harris today?
Oh yeah, hey, everybody calm down, fool. Cálmate, güey.
Yo te quiero mucho, mamacita. That's what I wanted to tell her when I heard that. Have you seen it yet? Do you want to see it?
I did see it, but yeah, go ahead and play it.
Well, I feel like the whole audience needs to see this.
Yeah, well, you know, it depends on where she's at. It depends on where she is.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to Speed, guys. A great movie. I haven't seen it since 1994 when it came out. But holy cow, does it hold up? Holy cow, does it hold up? Okay. Okay, tell me if you can hear this. Hold on. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I hear it so hard. That's better.
I love you back.
I love you back.
I love you. Te quiero, mami. Te quiero.
Dame
you. I love you, mamacita.
Dame beso.
Mucho.
Yo quiero. Yo te quiero, mamacita.
Camalita. We have to call her, eh? Camalita Lopez.
I love you back.
I love you. I love you, mommy. Oh my God.
Ooh.
Terrible.
Oh, just the worst.
That doesn't feel gross to you people when she talks to you like that? Those people who support her and in the audience, that doesn't make you feel gross? When you know she doesn't talk like that. Just like she doesn't talk like this, motherfucker. Hey, you better thank a union worker. You better thank that motherfucker.
You better thank a union worker.
She don't talk like that.
I love
you. I love you. I love you. I love you back, mommy. Te quiero mucho. Beso. Oh my goodness. She's turned into the Spanish Pepe Le Pew. Béseme mucho. I love you. Well, what are you gonna do? They only do it because it works.
Right. So,
I love you, baby. I love you, baby.
I feel as someone who is partially Hispanic, I'm not even half. I feel empowered. That we could have the first day drinking, incompetent, race voice swapping president. That'd be an honor for America to finally have that.
Don't forget black. She is black too, and Indian. She's whatever.
Yeah.
Who is she in front of? That's what she is.
I don't know. Remember the time Joe Biden compared Latinos to all kinds of tacos?
See, way. Remember when he listened? Go ahead.
If you had to be a taco or any sort of Mexican food, what would you be, Jericho?
That'd be a lengua taco.
Taco.
Yeah.
I think
you know what?
To honor my dual Mexican Arab heritage, I'd be an al pastor taco, which has its origin in Arab immigrants to Mexico in like the 1800s.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Hey, remember when Biden played Despacito on his phone in front of those Venezuelan dudes or whatever, Mexican dudes?
I don't know.
Hey, Hollywood writers, what are you doing? Come grab these skits and these movies they're writing themselves.
Yeah.
That needs you don't need to punch that joke up at all.
No.
He got his phone out and played Despacito in front of a bunch of Mexican dudes.
Right.
That's it.
Travel. This is bad news. One of the greats. He's always here. Says, yo, Gabe and JG, it's day 2 post-op broken femur. Got a rod put in his thigh. God bless.
Damn, dude.
Better, man. That sounds awful.
That sounds very painful. Hope you got a bell to ring and a little mamacita to answer.
Yeah, I love you.
I love you. And every time she comes, I love you. Ramnel, I love you. Te quiero mucho. And she has a little red carnation in her hair, and she has one of those big Spanish dresses. And she walks over.
Dress, you know.
She walks over like this and does that flamenca. She's like stomping on the floor like those flamenco dancers or whatever. Right. And has a flower in her teeth, and she says, "I love you."
Wait a minute. I'm going to go into my Grok AI and make it generate me a picture of her in a folklorico dress. Hold on. Let's do this live on the. Let's do this live on the air. Everyone want to see how great AI is?
Gabe, she said, "I love you."
I love you. Why do I love you so much, stupid?
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Why do I love you?
Okay, let's. I'm going to share my Twitter account live. And you can't talk because I'm going to use voiceover so I don't have to talk.
Don't hack it, everybody.
Generate me an image of presidential candidate Kamala Harris wearing a white folklorico dress, a Mexican traditional dress. She is on a Mexican street village. There are streamers hung between the buildings. There are children laughing and playing, and a man with a taco cart. The sky is blue with a lot of sun. Period. That'll do it. Well, it typed to that'll do it at the end. Okay, let's watch it. Let's watch it generate this image. This is real, guys, by the way. Come on. Let's see what it does.
This is gonna be great.
Come on. There we are.
¡Órale! Es muy bonita.
Sí. Ay, qué bonita.
Hey, so bonita. I think I love you.
Why do I love you so much, stupid?
Wow. So she's in front of the black folks, and she's, I love you so much.
You know that's right, baby.
Oh my God.
You think she talks like this if you go to like a Star Trek convention?
Hey, welcome, Trekkie. It's me, Kamala Harris. You know what? Yeah, she probably would. I'd love to see her.
Combines the two. What if she gives like a black soul sister and a nerd? What would that sound like?
Welcome, all you Trekkies. It's so good to see you up in here. It's your sister girl, Kamala Harris. I want to see her like at a tech conference in New Delhi. What's she going to sound like there?
I don't know about that.
What?
She wants you to buy gift cards and give her the code number.
Why did you redeem the card? Why did you redeem it?
Why did you redeem it?
Those are the best videos. I don't know who these people are, but they scam the scammers. They act like one of them does like the voice of an old lady who's like confused. Wait, where do I press? don't press the button, don't do it. And she doesn't, why did you redeem the card? You told me. Oh, dude, they
Those
cuss, they yell.
so good.
Hilarious.
So good.
Thank
and
you
they
for
start
people
like,
that.
and they don't know how to cuss in English because it's not their native language. You
fuck bitch.
You fuck bitch.
Oh man, you were close.
Oh, I got one the other day. I got an email. It's a Big Man Comics. I've looked at your website and I really love your products. I would like to order a bunch of shirts. This customer wanted tons of t-shirts. And they're like, oh, this is going to be a good paycheck. So look into it some more. And they're like, yeah, how do I order? I'm like, you go to the website and pick the sizes you want and then order. Like, oh, I live in a remote place in Iceland. So I have a third-party delivery. They deliver to this third party and then they bring it out, or I go pick it up or whatever. Like, that's fine. I can deliver it to your third party. I've done that before for a guy in the Philippines. And she's like, okay, send me the info. And I'm like, what info? And she's like, okay, here it is. And what the scam was is I had to pay the third party deliverer and then something. So, and what would have happened is I would have sent money to the third party delivery and then just never heard from this person again. So I quit emailing them after 2 go rounds when they told me, oh yeah, you got to pay up front. Like, oh really? I have to pay money to sell my products? Is that how you think? Is that why you think I'm a successful businessman after all these years? Holy shit.
It's business 101, Gabe. You buy your own products.
But what made it even funnier was like 3 days later, I got an email that they were following up with me. I just deleted the email. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, so stupid. But you know, if they cast their net wide enough, you're going to get some people who are like, oh, I pay you. And then you're going to, yeah.
I do feel sorry for the people that get taken by the scam because not only get ripped off, that sucks, but it's probably humiliating, you know? Probably just feels like shit.
If they're old, I feel bad for them if they're elderly. If you're not elderly or don't have some kind of mental issue, I don't feel bad for you.
My mom is naturally a pretty anxious person, so thank God she doesn't fall for the scams. But then my mom kind of thinks things that aren't scams are also scams too. She's like, I don't trust that guy. And it's like, Mom, it's the pizza delivery guy. Calm down.
He's holding the pizza. No, don't trust him.
So, but I would rather an elderly person be too paranoid than not paranoid enough and get robbed, because that's
for sure. And with AI now, the voice shit.
Oh my God.
Please,
Grandma, please send them a 10-pound bar of gold and they'll free me. Like, I don't know about that.
Is that you, Jeremy? Yes, Grandma, please. Just 10 gold bullion. Okay. All of your retirement, you have to send them all your retirement money. Okay. That's so fucked up. And it's always some internet cafe with like 100 people in there. You can hear them in the background talking and shit. Scammers. But there are people that get them. There's people that hack their cameras inside the room in India.
Right.
Dude he knows their names and shit.
My brother or my son showed me that. They love those shows where they're scamming the scammers.
Dude, they know their names. They know their names and where they live and if they have kids and shit. I don't know how this dude finds it out, but he tells them their real name and shit. Of course, to tell you her name's Jennifer, and it's like doing Breed or something like that. But he's like, no, your name's really this. And they're like, how do you know? He's like, yeah, how does it feel, bitch?
All right. Well, one thing I want to check on before we get rolling, and guys, when we do the show midday, we're going to do it about 2 hours. I want to check on the poll of polls. So the poll of polls, the poll that I usually don't go back and check. Let's bring it up here. Best Keanu film: Point Break, Speed, John Wick, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Now, None the Miser, he pointed out, how the F did the Matrix get left off of here? And I'll tell you how the F. I did this at the last minute before I went to bed last night and forgot. I was very tired. I was like half asleep. I'm like, oh, I should put the poll up now so I don't forget it tomorrow. And that is why the Matrix isn't up here.
Yeah, the Matrix would definitely be in there. And how in the fuck are Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and John Wick tied?
Because I was trying to, that I don't know. I would vote for, would I vote for Point Break or John Wick?
John Wick.
Point Break is
easy.
But Point Break is so cool, you know?
It is, but John Wick
is like badass, awesome, like one of the great action movies. But Point Break, you got bank robbing surfers in presidential masks and jumping out of a helicopter. Like it's so
Swayze.
You got to admit, Point Break has more swag. You know, it's sexier.
I don't know.
You got Bodie. You got Johnny Utah. Come on, you know,
John Wick with the suit and the guns.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about
man.
John Wick. Here's the thing about John Wick. There's no fun in it. It's awesome. It's exhilarating to watch, but it is a downer. It's a great movie. We reviewed it last week. We both love it, but there's no laughs in it. There's no moment to smile or be charmed. It is just brutal, that movie. You know?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It has its place.
Yeah. I like just a pinch of humor. Just give me one joke, something silly. Do not give me that Marvel Cinematic garbage humor where every other line is an idiotic quip. Like the Marvel movies are the Big Bang Theory of movies. It's comedy for people who don't like comedy. Ugh.
I never got into Big Bang Theory.
I've never seen it. I've seen what you've seen, the clips and the clips and the clips, and
Yeah.
it's just brutal and terrible. But it was like one of the highest rated shows for like 8 years. I don't know who watches that stuff. I don't know. It's like I drive by Taco Bell and Burger King, and I don't know how they're in business. I'm like, I don't know. I haven't eaten a Taco Bell coming up on 24 years. 2001 is the last time I ate a Taco Bell or a Burger King, I think. So like, I don't know who eats at those places. I don't know the Black Eyed Peas. Who is that their favorite band in the world is the Black Eyed Peas. I would love to meet someone. I think I've told you this before. Their favorite restaurant is Burger King. Their favorite show is The Big Bang Theory. And their favorite band is the Black Eyed Peas. I have to meet this person. There are 8 billion people on Earth. This person exists.
Yeah, this person exists in multiple individuals, and I bet they have a certain look to them as well. They look like their favorite restaurant is Burger King. They look like their favorite show is Big Bang Theory, and they look like their favorite band is Black Eyed Peas.
Right. And what I mean to say about all three of those things is they're super successful, and I don't know anyone that likes this stuff. You know?
I imagine they would wear one of those green like army jackets that they got from like a thrift store. I think that would be part of their outfit. But yeah, Black Eyed Peas, I mean, somebody likes them because we know who they are. So somebody likes the Black Eyed Peas. Somebody's keeping the king of burgers and the Taco Bell. And I saw like one of those retro things where they put clips together of like, what this restaurant looked like in the 90s. And Taco Bell was like a little pueblo. It had like the arches and stuff and the Mexican tiles, Spanish tiles. And like it looked like a little pueblo, like a little Mexican town on the border. What happened?
Right. Well, it's funny about Taco Bell. It was started by a white guy who had done barbecue and hamburgers and all that there in San Bernardino, California, I believe. And he ate at a Mexican restaurant that did those fried, like the crunchy, hard tacos dorados, the hard shell tacos. And he loved it so much, he ended up opening up. It was like, I don't know if his name's like John Bell or something like that, but he was a white guy that opened the most successful Mexican franchise in America. But it's funny. If you go to San Bernardino, there's something about it because that's where McDonald's, I believe Carl's Jr. and Taco Bell and like Denny's and Del Taco, I think they like so many fast food things come from right there. And most of it comes from Southern California. You got Jack in the Boxes from here. But I went down a list of it once, in and out, like a ton of fast food places that are big franchises come from Southern California. And I don't think there's something special in the water here. I just think that's math. There's just a huge population density down here. So the more people you have, the more chances you have of something coming out of it. So,
but those are some bangers though.
Right.
Those are like top level fast food joints that everybody in the world knows, especially McDonald's. That's it. That's the number one fast food restaurant on the planet. Have
you ever seen the movie The Founder with Michael Keaton, 1989 Batman, where he is playing Ray Kroc, the guy that made McDonald's blow up? Have you ever seen that movie? It's a great movie. It's about 6-7 years old. And basically, long story short, the McDonald's brothers made McDonald's. They had McDonald's barbecue first, and then they made that hamburger stand, and they came up with that Henry Ford assembly line in McDonald's. It was just like so efficient and get the burgers and fries out quick. And Ray Kroc was a traveling like milkshake machine salesman. And he got an order for like 6 milkshake machines from the McDonald's brothers. So he travels out there like, what's going on? They're so successful. He sees what they're doing. He gets in business with them. And basically, long story short, he scams them out of the McDonald's business, Ray Kroc. He's a big figure here in San Diego because I believe he started the San Diego Padres or bought them soon after they were founded. But he's a big shot over here. I think he's obviously since passed away. But the Kroc family was very rich San Diegans. But basically McDonald's was stolen, quote unquote, from the McDonald's brothers, according to the movie. So,
dick.
Yeah. So how would you like to have the most successful restaurant franchise in the history of the world? Green's Burgers, and you don't own a penny of it.
Oh man, it's enough to, I'm not saying they should, but some people might become murderous or something like that.
We definitely wouldn't ever.
No.
Yeah.
We're not saying you should,
Yeah.
but if somebody out there were to become murderous because of that theft, it's understandable.
Check out The Founder. It's a good one. I'm sure it's on all the streaming. It's a good one. Of course, Michael Keaton's a great actor. And, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
All right, let's get nuts.
All right, Double Impact Speed, 1994. A young Gabe El-Taib is a sophomore at Rancho Bernardo High School in North County, San Diego. And I saw this movie, and I haven't seen it since. I think I saw it in theaters. And I thought it was great. It's a great action movie. It reminds me of Mad Max from about 8 years ago, where it's a nonstop chase scene, basically. Like, most of this movie takes place on the bus, and the premise of the movie is there's a mad bomber type guy. I won't reveal who he is yet because it's a fun thing in the story. And he puts a bomb on a Santa Monica city bus, right? Santa Monica, California. It's Los Angeles, more or less. And if the bus gets up to 50 miles an hour, it triggers the bomb that now if the bus goes under 50, the bus will explode and the passengers and everyone will die. So that's a fun premise. It's a wacky out there premise, but it's realistic sounding. It's not like science fiction or anything. And it sets you up for a really neat thing where they have to go through driving through LA. Now, I was telling my wife this movie is actually fantasy science fiction because they drive through LA and they're not just constantly stuck in traffic. If you spent any time in Los Angeles, any time of day on the 405, the 101, the 5, any of the freeways, it is nothing but traffic. It can literally in Los Angeles, it can take you an hour to go 5-6 miles sometimes if you're in the heart of LA. So that is Lord of the Rings level fantasy. I would say beyond Lord of the Rings, that they're able to drive around Los Angeles at 50 miles an hour. That's unheard of. So you got to suspend your disbelief for that. But other than that, realistic and fun and just action-packed movie. When did you see this? What did you think initially?
I saw it maybe a couple years after it came out. This was the summer. It was released June 10th of 1994. So this was the summer of me going into my freshman year of high school. This movie was huge. It was everywhere. The previews were everywhere. The commercial, pop quiz, blah, blah, blah.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Yeah, her, scenes of her, little comic relief scenes of her driving the bus and all that shit. Some of the action scenes, it was huge. Sandra Bullock,
Sandra Bullock,
biggest stars.
We established before the show was a solid 5.
No, we didn't establish anything. You said
not
that.
ugly in any way, but she is not gorgeous. She's just not. I've never understood the appeal ever.
But it's there nonetheless. Sandra Bullock was gorgeous. She was a hot superstar at the time. Keanu Reeves, same thing. But it was nice to see one of these older 90s action movies, big budget, summer blockbuster this summer. Dennis Hopper, Jeff Daniels. I'm not sure which came out, this or Dumb and Dumber, but it was the same year.
Right.
Jeff Daniels. Can't remember the name of the guy who played the chief or whatever, the black dude. But he was also, this is a couple years, maybe 3 years after.
Is the scientist from Terminator 2 that sacrificed himself in the building.
Exactly.
It's great. So this movie has Jeff Daniels, Dennis Hopper, Sandra
Joe
Bullock.
Morton.
This movie has a great cast. It's so 90s. It's so action movie. It's really one of the great action movies. And I think it's the movie that solidified Keanu as a leading man star. He was great in Point Break, but Point Break, this was bigger. This was an absolute hit, this movie. Real quick, think about what you think about. My finger is hovering over the button that says ban user from channel and delete comment. Here he is telling me, Sandra Bullock is hot, Gabe, you are crazy. Not true. And also Team Cream,
Very
and that
true.
is something we established a long time ago. Creamy peanut butter is for preschoolers, and chunky peanut butter is for men. So if you want to be a widow baby and have your mommy wipe your chin,
the creamy peanut butter.
and have your creamy peanut butter on your white Wonder Bread with your Welch's grape jelly, go for it. Be my guest.
Yeah, and if you want to eat crunchy peanut butter for poor mouths, then go right ahead.
Crunchy
If you
peanut
have a
butter on
sophisticated,
toasted whole wheat with strawberry jam,
if
butter,
you have,
and if you're feeling fancy, Like,
No.
if you want to feel like you're in the Playboy Mansion, put a little bacon in it.
Who in the fuck eats a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on whole wheat bread?
I only eat whole wheat bread. Who the fuck eats Wonder Bread? It's bad.
Wonder Bread is not the only white bread in existence.
White bread. White bread is terrible for you.
So is wheat bread. No, the wheat bread is no better.
Better. Oh, it's not refined. This is a health show now, guys. We're both doctors now.
Let me get my white coat, and that's all I'm going to be wearing is a white coat. By the way, no man, that's ridiculous. If you like crunchy peanut butter, your mouth is below the poverty.
You cut your creamy peanut butter diagonal and cut the crust off.
Yeah, taking the crust off on me, mommy.
Did
you better come in here and eat this crunchy peanut butter sandwich I made. Bring me a fucking Mountain Dew.
Did you do a boo-boo in your shorts before you ate the creamy peanut butter?
Do you know how to cook meth at 10 with your fucking crunchy peanut butter? Yes.
And there is a O.J. Simpson connection to this movie that you will not believe. A real life O.J. Simpson connection. Where art imitates life and life imitates art.
Dude, and wait a minute, hold on. Before you even say this, I don't even know what you're going to say. But coming to think of the date, wasn't that the same day that happened?
Let's hold on because it's too good. It's too good. It's insane what happened in this movie. In this movie, and then in real life with OJ, it's insane what lines up here. And the date has something to do with it too. Eats turkey bacon. Listen, Diesel.
Definitely.
No, why would you think something?
And then you don't even cook it till it's crunchy.
Why? Now you've gone too far.
It's still soft. He likes it soft. No, people who eat crunchy peanut butter probably have jagged teeth in their mouth.
What is happening?
So, do you love yourself or do you hate yourself?
First of all, I'm only going to eat the natural mayo that's made of like olive oil and eggs and all that, not the motor oil with the soybean and all. Oh my God.
Miracle Whip. That's awesome.
Miracle Whip. You can lubricate your garden tools with Miracle Whip.
Those are the same people. Same people that eat Miracle Whip are the same people that eat crunchy bacon.
No, the crunchy bacon is the natural hippie stuff.
What? You better remove this transmission so I can take it back.
Jif has the hydrogenated oil, the same as the white bread, the same as the Miracle Whip.
It's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We're not worried about our health right now if you're eating a fucking sugar sandwich. Crunchy or not. The jam, that's like 28 grams of sugar.
Sandra Bullock probably likes creamy peanut butter. You know,
who?
Sandra Bullock probably loves creamy peanut butter.
Maybe that explains the attraction to her.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what your whole kink is.
Mm-hmm. Maybe now we finally got to the bottom of it. It's because of Sandra Bullock.
Okay, so
that's why.
Double impact speed. This is a great one, guys. So it starts off with some people in an office elevator. It's an express elevator. It's a tall building, 40, 50 stories. It's a big building. And someone is arming a bomb. And that someone is Dennis Hopper.
Hey, how do you know they're arming it?
Well, the button says arm on it.
All three of them. Arm.
And, what he's doing is he's blowing up stuff in the elevator to make it fall, but not fall all the way because the elevators have non-electronic stuff that'll like brakes that'll kick in if the elevator hits a certain speed. And those kick in, but he set other bombs on that. And now he's talking to the authorities and telling them, hey, I want $3 million cash, or I'm going to blow the rest of this thing. And this elevator is going to be a real express elevator to the bottom floor. 30
stories up. There's plenty of height to splatter everybody inside of it. Right. And don't forget the guy that he stabs in the temple with an ice pick 30 seconds into the movie.
Right.
RIP to that dude.
Right. A security guard finds him in that part where it's the maintenance shaft for the elevator. He's like, hey, you're not supposed to be over here. And he's like, gah, stabs the guy.
Out of here.
So Keanu Reeves and Jeff Daniels, they're like LA SWAT team cop guys. They come in with the black guy scientist from Terminator 2. He's the chief.
Joe Morton.
Okay, Joe Morton. He's the chief. The SWAT team is like, what are we going to do? This and that. And Jeff Daniels and Keanu Reeves, they go check it out. They go up there. They get on top of the elevator. They have a little bit of a gun battle with Dennis Hopper shooting a freaking shotgun at him. But they're able to get away, and they connect the elevator with a giant cable to a winch that's on the ceiling. I'm not sure what the winch is for.
Yeah, it's on the roof.
But yeah, on the ceiling. It's on the roof. They go up to the roof of this skyscraper. And so then when he sets off all the bombs to drop the elevator, that thing catches it, but it's like stressing and it's pulling the winch. The winch breaks off, it pulls it down the shaft, so the elevator falls and stops, and then the elevator's kind of creeping down, and they're able to start pulling the people out. And that's scary to think of, man, when the elevator's halfway and you're gonna like, should I go or will it fall and chop the person in half, right? So the Keanu Reeves and Jeff Daniels, they're saving those people, and it's really bad. And they catch up to Dennis Hopper, and he has Jeff Daniels as a hostage. And Keanu shoots Jeff Daniels in the leg to take the hostage out of the equation. That's a thing they talked about. You know, like, what would you do in this situation or that situation? Dennis Hopper gets away into the parking garage, but he blows himself up, or so they think. So that's the opening act there. It's a really fun way to start it. It wasn't originally in the script when they sold it. I read all about the history of this movie, but the people who at the movie studio agreed to make the movie, but they said they didn't want the whole thing to be on a bus, because apparently in one of the early drafts of the script, the entire movie was on the bus. They said, no, we need a setup scene where we learn about the bad guy and this and that. So this is the same guy that's going to put the bomb on the bus. He wants money, damn it. And he doesn't get it. Keanu Reeves and Jeff Daniels, they save the day here. So did you like the scene? I love this opening scene.
Yeah, it was great. And Jeff Daniels, he's the older, wiser partner. Keanu Reeves is the younger, more gunslinger kind of dude. Not stupid, but he's definitely more of a risk taker. And Jeff Daniels is kind of it's Riggs and Murtaugh.
Right.
Jeff Daniels is slowed down a little bit. Keanu Reeves is just getting started, flying by the seat of his pants and shit. And but they make a good team. Keanu Reeves listens to him and stuff. They work together.
And
really
they establish that Jeff Daniels is a bomb expert. He's older and he understands all the wiring and the timers and the chemicals and the devices way more than Keanu. Keanu is obviously younger in real life, so he's playing the younger, less experienced officer. And but that'll come into play later. Jeff Daniels' expertise with the bomb. I also read in an older draft of the script that Jeff Daniels was the villain, Keanu Reeves' partner, and they thought he was helping look for the villain, but he was the villain planting the bombs all over, which I'm glad they didn't do. That would have been lame, I think.
So, yeah, and Jeff Daniels, he's not a bad guy.
Right.
He's a funny guy from the Jim Carrey movie at the time. So, yeah.
We do need, Captain Canuck he had some creamy peanut butter, not gonna lie, like that stuck in his teeth. Well,
yeah.
Well,
people that eat crunchy peanut butter don't have teeth, so they don't worry about that.
Well, that isn't true.
Well, they got 3 or 4 of them. 2 on the bottom and 2 on the top.
I would think the people with the crunchy have the good teeth. That's why they can handle crunchy. The people who need to slurp down creamy, it's because they got 3 teeth.
Well, you don't slurp it down. It's not the consistency.
They have to, because they have 3 teeth, 2 in their pocket, 1 in their mouth. So
it's ridiculous.
Let's see. Think about what you think about. We need Arnold in this movie to warn everyone about the bombs.
That's true.
That is true. I wanted to ask. He was going to. Here he is, the great Arnold Schwarzenegger, former governor of California. Is here, friends.
Hello there.
If you were with a friend at Blockbuster Video in 1997, they were reaching for this movie on the shelf, what would you tell them about this movie?
Well, it's a good movie. You got the Keanu Reeves in there. He's a good guy. The John Wick and the Matrix and all that there. And then
would you have any warnings about the movie itself? Would you want to warn them that something might be in the movie?
Yeah. I'm getting there. There. So we have the gorgeous Sandra Bullock. If she was like 2 feet shorter and like 100 pounds heavier, she would be like my dream girl there. She's like the innocent big girl next door. She's driving the bus there. And then you get on the bus and the people, they're walking up and at the bus stop, and the bus stops. I'd run to them and say, wait, there's a bomb in there.
Right. There's a bomb.
Yeah.
In this movie, there's a bomb in a lot of places. So how would you help people locate the bomb in there when there could be anywhere?
I would just run around telling everybody there's a bomb in there. There's a bomb in there. There's a bomb in there.
Oh my goodness.
There's a bomb everywhere.
Okay. Well, Arnold, it's great having you in. Listen.
Hey, I just thought of something. I feel like this whole city is the bomb. Yeah.
If anyone offers you a pager, don't take it. I'll just leave it at that.
Don't do that. Who's still using the pager?
I don't know.
Are you a doctor? You have to go deliver a baby or something there?
Yeah. Well, deliver a love child, baby, same thing, right? So.
Yeah, I've done that there. Yeah.
All right, Arnold Schwarzenegger with the public service announcement for everyone. Watch out, guys.
City bomb there.
There he goes, the great Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Good dude. And for him to run around the city telling everybody, that's just being a good citizen.
Right. So Keanu and Jeff Daniels, they're honored for their bravery, and so are some of the other SWAT officers who saved the day. They saved all the people from that horrible elevator attack. The Dennis Hopper, who's missing a thumb on his left hand, right?
Yeah, terrible makeup, by the way.
It just looks like a big club. I don't know. It's like they folded his hand over and then just put the waxy rubber stuff over it. It's kind of weird.
Tough. It was tough to look at. Don't know what's up. And I imagine with a movie this big, with a budget this big, literal summer blockbuster, that they would have the best makeup team. Maybe that's as good as it gets at the time. I'm sure they got the top makeup artists, working on this film. But if that, I just chalked it up to, hey, that's as good as it gets back then. But it was rough.
You only really see it in that one shot where Dennis Hopper's in his secret lair. And then he like holds his hand and was like, that just looks like a loaf of meat or something. It looked awful. It looked like the middle school production. I don't know. Looked like a creamy peanut butter lover made that.
Yeah. No, it was a crunchy peanut butter lover because he blew his thumb off making meth in the bathtub in a double wide trailer.
You know what?
Dirty kids running around.
He's not here, but next time you see Arnold, ask him. In the movie Man on Fire, where Denzel Washington puts a bomb in that guy's booty, what would now imagine this? You got Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jeff Daniels, the bomb diffusing expert, and Denzel there. Denzel's put the bomb in that guy's butt. Jeff Daniels has to deactivate it, but he doesn't know it's there until Arnold tells him there's a bomb in there. That is a scene I'd like to see play out. For sure, man. I think Arnold would definitely yell into that guy's butthole. No, Arnold has to cut the wires, and he's talking to Jeff Daniels over the radio. And Jeff Daniels, like, what color are the wires? Well, like, all the wires are they're all brown. They're all all of them are. Well, you have to scrape the shit off of the wires to the color. That'd be terrible. I feel like Denzel putting the bomb in that guy's butt was unnecessary. No, it was very necessary because there had to be a level of humiliation as well. Yeah. And but after he blows up, nobody knows the bomb was in his butt. It could have been next to his butt. But that guy knew. That guy knew it was. That's true. That guy knew. And he needed to be very fearful before he left this planet. Yeah. And he left it in a bunch of different pieces, by the way. Right. Yeah. Turned him into a pink mist. Yeah. That's what happens when you mess with PETA. You shouldn't have messed with PETA. Should have left her alone. Now you got Creasy on your ass, and that's no good. Right. So, out for a stroll in beautiful Santa. You been to Santa Monica? I was just there in June. Never been there. It's lovely. But this is 90s. The quality of the film, those colors, that whatever hue that is they got playing with the color scheme here, that is so 90s. The decor, the font on the sign. Oh yeah. When I saw that, I was like, oh man, early 90s. Right. Very. Let's see. Did we ever ask Dean if he likes crunchy or creamy peanut butter? No, but I will. He seems like a good person, so definitely creamy. Yeah. Like people that eat crunchy peanut butter own pit bulls. Is the crunchy peanut butter just too hard for you? Is it too much of a challenge, or? It's not challenging at all. It's merely the motion of your mouth. Do you need would it be better if your mommy chewed it up and big birded it right into your mouth? Aww. People who eat crunchy peanut butter, you have to have someone else's thumb up your ass to eat that peanut butter. That's not true. That isn't always true. That's always true. to the base of that thumb, get it all the way in there. That's the only way they can enjoy their poverty peanut butter. Look at this guy, flagrant disrespect. Ask him when you guys go on to your next date. How dare you? How dare you? Shots fired, as the kids say. I guess someone's just jelly. Someone's a little jelly. They wanted to be carried and flown around by Superman. Oh, I hope that. Listen, if Dean were really Superman, Jericho, and he could fly, would you let him hold you in his arms and fly you around the city? Because it would be cool to fly around, but now he's kind of like, holding you like that. Not in somebody's arms, man. He can't do that. Something I'm sure it would be cool and it'd be fast and fun. And I never. What if you rode him like a backpack? That's worse. Even worse.
Because then he has your dick in his lower back. How does he feel about that?
What about this? You get in like a giant, like not a duffel bag, but a giant like mail carrier bag, but it's a giant one, and he holds the straps, and then you're sitting in that, and he flies you around.
Yeah, as long as I'm like holding it out in front of him, yeah, but not like over his back.
Okay.
No.
But you wouldn't want him to fireman carry you? No?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not as long as I'm heterosexual, no. Can't do that. Can't be in another man's arms. Like nothing's wrong with you. No, you can't be in another man's arms. Unless you're not heterosexual. Then whatever, but
so only if you're incapacitated, then someone would carry you that way. You know,
yeah,
like
smoke inhalation, head injury.
Right.
Something like that. Yeah, something has to be wrong. But everything's fine and you're holding me in your arms, then I guess everything's not fine.
You don't think it'd be exhilarating to fly over the city like that though?
In his arms? No, I couldn't. I wouldn't be thinking about the view. Thinking about me in the nape of his neck. That's what I'd be thinking of. I'd be thinking about his nape.
Oh, that's hilarious.
No, it's not.
Just picture the two of you, since I know you both, it would be quite hilarious.
And he just looks down and goes, shh. Like, all right. You're gonna nestle in there? No thanks. Thanks, but no thanks.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, one Keanu Reeves, he's out for a stroll. Beautiful Santa Monica. I was just there in June. It was gorgeous.
Right.
I ate at this hamburger place. It was an Irish themed pub, and I think it said on the menu it'd been there since like the 20s. There's this walking mall in Santa Monica, like 3 miles from the beach. Why was I in Santa Monica? And there's all these just restaurants and high-end fashion boutiques. And because crime is down more than ever, only like half of them were out of business and boarded up. And the Starbucks had all the tables and chairs removed so criminals wouldn't hang out and loiter. Dude, okay. You know where I live, Jericho. You've been to my house multiple times. It's a nice middle-class San Diego suburb, 2.5 miles from the ocean. It's nice. Houses around here, over $1 million. It's very nice. I went to, and I'm not saying it to brag, I'm saying it to set up how pissed I am. I went to Vaughn's, which is our big grocery store chain on the West Coast. It's Safeway Vaughn's, same company. And I went there to get
Southern California.
Right. I went there to get this very bottle of Clear Eyes.
You smoking weed again, huh?
Staring at computer screens and drawing all day. And in my nice, very, 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 very low crime neighborhood, the entire medicine aisle, everything was locked. I had to push a button. Some kid comes up to me, hands me a number, opens a thing. I want that one. He takes out and I reach for it and he's like, oh no. He puts it in a basket and gives me a number. I go to the checkout, pay for my Pillsbury buttermilk biscuits because my wife wanted to make biscuits and gravy this morning. This is yesterday when I bought this. And then I hand them the number and they bring me this. Now, I do not blame Safeway. I do not blame Vaughn's. I blame Kamala Harris and that sort of ideology. That in my nice neighborhood, the entire medicine aisle is locked up. Outrage! And it's not about waiting. I had to wait an extra minute. It's not about me being impatient. It's the principle of the matter. It's the principle of the matter, guys. Oh my gosh, you got to control yourself. I'm not too mad, but it disgusts me, to be frank. Jeez.
Gabe, we missed everything you said. It froze right when you said, I blame, and then it cut out.
Am I back?
Yeah.
I blame creamy peanut butter. No. I don't blame the grocery store. I don't blame the workers. I don't have any beef with them. I blame like the Kamala Harris far left wing. What was the California law? Like if it was under $950,
$950, yeah.
It wasn't a felony or something.
It's a misdemeanor. And chances are they would be cited and released, and they can go stash the stuff and come back and steal another $950 worth of stuff. They're separate charges.
It's completely insane. Completely insane. It was like I lived in San Bernardino or something like that.
Gross.
Oh, disgusting. Ugh.
Dude, we pay a lot of money in California to live in nice areas.
Right.
You know, where there is low crime and the streets are clean and the schools are nice. So therefore, that's what I expect. I expect to be treated as such. But, you know, again, it's not the store's fault. They can't have people just stealing their merch. that's their money. They're basically walking out of the store with money. So they have to do something about it. But we're swept up in that bullshit when we would never steal anything from a store because we have something to lose and we're not thieves, but we have to be treated as such because those who are supposed to clamp down on that shit won't. So then word gets out, we're allowed to do this. And you've seen the videos, the people who work there, and not that they should be tackling these pieces of shit, but they know that they can just walk right out. Nothing's going to happen to them. Even if the police are out there, even if there's a squad car out there, all they're going to do is cite them and release them.
It's just, I don't know. This was yesterday, and I asked the worker, I'm like, how long has this been going on? And she told me it'd been about a week or so. So, yeah.
Get used to it.
I don't know. It was just, it's so disappointing. It's like, dude, I used to be poor. There was a drive-by. My next door neighbor's house got shot up. This is like 2002. I live bad places. I live in ghetto ass apartments, and me and my wife worked our butts off to earn our way out of that. We live somewhere real nice, real peaceful. And then my grocery store a mile from my house has everything locked up. Dude, what the hell?
Yeah, I'd be pissed about that too. Why don't you get the people who are doing that and put them in jail? And then we don't have to get some pimple-faced kid to come over and give me a number for my Visine. But that's too hard though. No, don't do that.
I'm generating an image you're gonna love real quick. I'm typing it instead of saying it.
But you know what? I think when you were saying how there would be traffic in LA, I think maybe kind of they were setting up that it's early in the morning. The bus driver's getting his coffee. He's getting his coffee. You're kind of panning around the city, and people are kind of waking up. Maybe the traffic isn't as thick.
Okay.
In the morning before the commuter traffic. I don't know.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do that voiceover with Grok, the AI image generator. Okay, hold on. Generate me an image of the dream Jericho told me he had last night. Okay. All right, here it comes. Here it comes, guys.
Sounds weird.
Oh!
Why are they having such a good time?
Oh, Jericho.
That's ridiculous, dude.
That was the dream that you told me before the show. Remember?
And as long as it's a dream, that's cool. I can't control that.
Right.
Would that really happen?
Your dreams, they reveal some of your innermost passions and desires.
No, thank you. I mean, what could you do if Superman wanted to pick you up and carry you like that? What are you going to do?
What I love is your knee up. You got your knee up to his ribs there. You're giving the real tight hug with the waist. You got.
Well, I was going to cross my legs. That's why.
You got the waist. You gotta cross your ankles behind his thighs.
Yeah.
And what I do love is the joy on your face in this picture.
Both their faces.
I do love that you are just overjoyed, and look how tender his hand is on your belly there.
That's not cool. That's like 2 inches from my dick. That's gross.
Yeah.
But what would you do? You couldn't do anything if Superman wanted to grab your dick.
So
you couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Where did you guys go in this dream? Where'd you fly to?
Up. I said, take me up till I can't breathe. That's what he was doing.
Wow. You really took my breath away.
Take me up till I pass out.
Oh my goodness.
And then do what you will. And put me back.
So yeah, the image generator on Twitter is fantastic. So there you go.
Dude, I do want you to
later on. If you want me to make something, don't say it. You can just send it to me like in a text and something, so we can surprise people.
Oh, it's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Okay. Oh,
hilarious.
He took you to the fortress of solitude.
Yeah, real solid in here.
Yeah. So there you go. Superman. So anyway, if we're gonna get this movie done, we better move on. So anyway, Keanu's taking a nice stroll. Boom! City bus blows up, and
he's a man. He's a man of the people, though. He knows the coffee shop guy, the bus driver who's driving that bus.
Right.
Hey, what's up, Jack? Hey, man, what's going on? Hey, how are you? How's your wife? Real community member.
Right. And then this is something that can no longer happen.
Kaboom!
No longer happen with cell phones. The phone starts ringing next to the scene of the crime. I love that orange reflected light of the flame on those phones. I love that. So I don't know. I'm always with the visual, right? As an illustrator myself. So Hey guys, did you hear they possibly found a something? Yeah, I heard about that. Like
I heard about
explosive
that.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the details on it, but on its face, that don't sound great. That sounds very bad. I don't know the details, so I cannot comment intelligently on it. I don't know. I just boy, not good. Berlin, take my breath away. That's what I'm looking at.
That's the song they played in the love scene in Top Gun.
Right. Was that Belinda Carlisle or is it the band Berlin? I don't.
No, it's a band Berlin. That was the name of the band. Okay. And then Kelly, what's her name? McGinnis, whatever the teacher. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, the best Keanu film. Looks like Point Break is going to win. Now, I'll make a new poll, Point Break versus The Matrix, since I screwed up the Matrix last night.
Definitely The Matrix.
Well, we'll see. You
can't even write those two movie titles on the same page. Your computer should burst into flames if you try to do that. The Matrix and Point Break? No, not even close. The Matrix revolutionized movie special effects.
Okay. You're right.
It's even part of the American lexicon where, he did The Matrix or whatever. I mean, somebody went back, that scene where he's shooting at him on the roof.
Look at that. Point Break jumps out to
no fucking way. That's like, what must be one vote? One crazy ass vote.
I think the audience is going to turn on you for this.
No, fuck that.
Oh, look at that. It's coming.
Ridiculous. No, it's dropping. Now it's down.
You're watching in real time. Hold on. I am getting a phone call in my a message in my headset here. A water main in Georgia has burst. I'm going to have to stop all the voting right now.
Well, only stop counting our votes. Stop counting the Matrix votes, not all of them. Just the Matrix ones. Yeah, look at that shit. Uh-oh.
Look at that. Point Break is just
the Matrix is gaining steam.
Well, we'll see.
Come on, people. You know the truth.
Oh, another water main has broken at another voting facility. I have
another one.
Oh, a fourth water main. What is going on?
Let's get these water mains under control. What the fuck, people?
Oh boy. Anyway, so he gets a call. Dennis Hopper tells him, there's a bus, and Dennis Hopper explains it to him. There's a bus 25. It gets up to 50, sets the bomb into motion. If it goes under 50, the bomb's going off. Keanu is incensed. You can't do this, you bastard, blah, blah, blah. And Dennis Hopper is remorseless and bitter and entitled. And he has his reasons and he wants his money and blah, blah, blah. And if you're paying a little attention during the movie, you'll start to put together what this Dennis Hopper character might be about. Why is he doing this? What does he want? Let's see. Charlie Stevenson says Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is better than Point Break. I think they're all great. Point Break just has so much swagger. I don't know. I grew up kind of not idolizing, but just when you live in Southern California, unlike Jericho living in Southern California, surfing has this mythology to it. And you're a young guy, you start doing it in middle school and high school, and everyone thinks surfing is cool. Everyone does. You'll never find anyone who says only dorks surf. And having done some surfing in my day as a young man, it is cool. It's really fun. When you hit that wave and the tube is cresting over you and you hear that sound, it's like nothing else, man. It's really fun. So I think just where I'm from, Southern California and all that, there's something mythological about surfing. It's so cool. And I really love that about Point Break, just the setting. Maybe the other movies are better, but personally for me, it's just so cool, that movie. So there we go. But
Very cool movie.
Love Bill and Ted, love Speed, love The Matrix, love John Wick. I don't know, has Keanu made many bad movies? I doubt it. I don't know. There's probably some stinkers out there, but not that I know of, or not that any are notorious. So here we go. This is one of my favorite things about this movie. June 10th of 1994. I was a sophomore in high school, and in Southern California, high school gets out around this time. The last day of school will be, June 6th or June 15th, or right around the first half of June, you are out. School's out for summer. And I remember I was at my Aunt Martha's house, and I looked at the newspaper that was on the dining room table, and I saw a mugshot of one O.J. Simpson. And it talked about him, and this was after June 17th. What happened on June 17th? the same thing that happened in this movie. Keanu Reeves finds out about the Santa Monica bus that's going to blow up, and he jumps in his silver white, a very light gray silver, Ford Bronco, and starts flying down the LA freeways. And there's literally some shots in this movie of him chasing this, looking for the 2025 bus on its route, chasing, and there's literally a helicopter shot overhead of a Ford Bronco on the freeway. June 10th, this is June 17th, in real life, O.J. Simpson is flying down the highway in a white Ford Bronco. This is 1 week apart in real life and in the movie. That's, I don't know what else to say. That may not be like significant to you, Jericho. This is insane to me. Is this insane to you that this happened a week apart?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Right.
And the magnitude of that, like, you know, one of those things you had to be there for, you had to be alive for.
Right.
Damn. I remember I was watching a TV show and it just cut off and went to this. Every station, probably every station in America, certainly every station in California at the beginning went to this. I'm like, what the hell is this? Who's out in that damn white Bronco?
Right.
And then it just, you know, day after day, more information comes out. And it's like, what? Count all those cop cars. 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. I mean, it had to be over like 20 cars. It was crazy.
It was like something
like all the cars, all of them, all of the LAB squad cars were following O.J. Simpson and Al Callen.
Right. Completely insane. Oh, let me turn off the sound. I want you to see this, though. I'm going to scrub through the okay, here we go. I found it. So this is from the movie Speed right here. And let me pause it when I get to it. So Keanu is driving on the freeway in LA. And we're not going to play it, but he's in the Bronco. Oh, there you go. So you get the shot of the Bronco like that. Okay, now I'm going to find O.J. Simpson Bronco. I'm going to Google that, right? There's literally like shot for shot of the overhead. I got to find the overhead O.J. Simpson Bronco. Because those are framed. Oh, here it is.
Nothing like it. Yeah.
So on the news, national TV, local Los Angeles, KTLA 5, literally, there's OJ. There's OJ on the left. There's Keanu Reeves on the right. Dude, that's uncanny. 1 week apart in real life. That's insane. That's so insane to me.
Did they know?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Do you think O.J. Simpson saw this movie and then got inspired? Do you think O.J. Simpson was after the Santa Monica 2025 bus?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that shit.
Do you think so? Do you think O.J. Simpson was on his way to stop a bomb on the Santa Monica 25 bus? I don't know, but to help us understand it, Jericho, you don't know. This is a surprise guest we have. I brought in a special guest for the show to answer some questions. A lot of people don't know him. They saw him in this movie, and they haven't seen him in much else. He was in a couple of the Fast and the Furious films. He had some background work, I think, on some Everybody Loves Raymond. The Santa Monica 2025 bus is here, guys. Beep, beep, and salutations. How you doing, Fred?
I'm doing all right, guys. Just tough being a bus in LA.
Right. There's a lot of vagrants, for lack of a better term, a lot of crime. How you holding up? I mean, you were the top of the world in 1994. You did your own stunts in this movie where you jumped the gap in the highway and everything. And and then you did some TV and some other things. And then were you, I should have done more research. You were married to the Magic School Bus, right? Are you still married or you were married?
We're still married, but it survived a lot of ups and downs. I got real popular after this movie. Everybody wanted to ride. Everybody's drinking and smoking and inside people taking a piss. It's been a real tough being a city bus in Los Angeles.
Right. And then you were up for the lead role in Fast and the Furious back when it was a bus racing movie in the first draft of the script. but then like that didn't work out or whatever. But they still put you in some of the scenes. How is the Transformer stuff coming along? Are you going to be in like the next Transformers or not? Are they going to add the War of the Buses? Is that the next one still or not?
Well, I don't think I can do that anymore.
Are you all
The
right?
movie, after the fame died down and the lawyers took all the money. My wife almost left me for a younger Greyhound,
Right.
but they put me in the boneyard of buses in
Oh
Los
my God.
Angeles. And
Now, no, it isn't all done. I mean, you should be very proud of yourself. You are what? 7, you told me before, when we talked last night, 7 years sober from diesel gas, right? You're just using regular unleaded like you're supposed to.
yeah, cold turkey. My kids weren't talking to me. I couldn't get a job. This is where they play the montage of the garage doors closing in my face. And I said, you know what? That's enough. No more diesel for me.
Right. And you have 2 very famous children, Short Bus and Double Dutch Bus, right? The twins?
Well, we don't really talk about the Short Bus too much. He's a little slow. His engine runs a little slow.
Oh.
If you know what I mean.
Right. So making this movie, they didn't want you, your agent didn't want you doing the stunts. You said, no, I'm doing it. This is your big break. What was that like when you were going to jump the gap in that freeway that was unfinished there? Were you ready for that? Or did you do anything to pump yourself up or get ready? Or did you just do it?
Hey, is it possible for an automobile to shit their pants? I was scared out of my mind. But then somebody came up to me, one of the director's friends. He said, hey, don't worry about it. He dumped a little of that booger sugar, that Bolivian marching powder in my exhaust pipe. I sucked it right up. Oh, I was ready to go. And I saw that thing getting closer and closer. But the back of my bus was numb from that good coke. And I went and I floored it. And I made that jump. And I told Keanu, I said, come here, kid. I said, come here, kid. When you got your part where you got to be under the bus on that little thing there trying to disarm the bus, don't you be scared. And if you need a little coke, I'll take care of you.
Wow, a little pick-me-up, huh?
Yeah.
Right. Now, you told me you didn't want to talk about this, and I agreed not to because it was one of my leading questions. But I got to respect my audience. You understand that 25. Think about what you think about. Ask, what do you think of electric buses? Because I've heard rumors that Mr. Musk up there, Elon Musk, he's going to bring out some Tesla buses that are just high tech and more reliable. What do you think of that?
Well, as you can tell, I'm an old school kind of guy. And
Right.
I think those new buses, your tailpipe's supposed to make exhaust go out. But I think those new buses kind of let something in, if you know what I mean. Huh? If you're one of those electric buses, you got something coming in your pipe too. Huh?
Do you think that what if they wanted to convert you to an electric city bus? Would you do that or?
I'm not going to do it. All right. I'm a gas powered bus and that's it. I don't swing the other way. I don't do electricity.
Okay.
All right. I'm strictly gas.
Okay.
I'm strictly, here's my slogan. This is why they kicked me off. The last movie set that I was on, I said, I'm strictly gas, nothing in my ass.
Oh, I think I had a hat that said that once that you gave me.
I should bring that back to sell. So what do they call it? Merch these days.
Right. Tony C, another person in the audience. I didn't know this. Would you tell us about this? So did you know the same bus was used in Dean Cain's movie Best Men? A part of the shootout scene in the end with Dean and Sean Patrick Flannery. What was that like to be in a shootout with SPF and Superman himself? Was that freaky for you, or you were used to weapons?
Well, I come from a rough part of Brooklyn. I made my way out west. So I'm used to the gunfire and things of that nature. But here's where you can't believe everything you hear, Tony C. You can't believe, I'll make it. You can't believe everything you hear. I wasn't actually in the movie. I was the stunt coordinator for the bus in the movie. They had me come on. They had me load the weapons because they're like, hey, Alec Baldwin's not here, is he?
Oh my God.
So yeah, I was the stunt coordinator. I was the one showing them how to turn when they're shooting. There's a lot that goes into it.
I see. All right. Well, if there's anything out there for any young buses or other movie vehicles you'd like to share before you go, any advice, anything you could tell young vehicles?
I would say, first of all, don't start smoking.
Don't start smoking.
Don't smoke.
You should really, hey, listen, you should really get a smog check, man. That sounds bad.
Well, you're in the garage and all the engines are running and everybody's breathing in all of that shit.
Right.
So I would say get as much fresh air as you can. Stay away from those damn electrical buses. You know how the old joke goes, if you drop your dipstick and there's an electric bus around, kick it to the next city and pick it up.
All right, guys. Special guest, Santa Monica Bus 2525. Thanks for being here, friend. We'll have you back sometime.
Yeah, okay.
We get the craziest guests on this show.
So random.
Goodness.
I don't know if he'll make it to the next time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Him.
Next stop.
Tough.
Next stop, the junkyard for that guy.
Yeah, man. Next stop, getting parted out.
Oh, goodness. Oh, I wanted to ask him about that time he escaped that chop shop in downtown LA.
I don't think he's ready to talk about that.
Right, he's very traumatized. So, so we see bus 2525. So Keanu Reeves is doing the OJ in the Ford Bronco. He's got to go home the city of Los Angeles to find the Santa Monica bus 25.
They told him where it was.
Right. And of course, the bus schedule is public. Didn't have cell phones in this day. So you'd have to like get a actual pamphlet or something in a bus stop to find out where it might be. And
if this were not, it was great to see those payphones, 3 payphones lined up. It was great to see that. And if this were now, he would just, if he wasn't in his squad car or his police vehicle, he would take out his cell phone, call, give the play-by-play. This is where I'm headed. This is what's going on. But because, this is pre-cell phones and shit, he just got to show up and do his thing. But he does find a phone later.
Right. So we get this plucky young lady, Sandra Bullock, her cute little tomboy girl next door self. Wait up, the bus. And this is very much like a community thing, kind of a sweet homey thing where she knows the bus driver knows her, everybody knows everybody. And she gets on the bus late. She's on her way to work and like, oh, John, I forget the bus driver's name, but it's like, oh, John, let me on. He lets her on. And she knows a few of the other passengers on the bus. Mm-hmm. So they get on and they're driving through the city and they're not at 50 miles an hour yet. And Keanu is, he's trying to find them, trying to catch up to them. And he wants to get to them before they get to 50 miles an hour. He wants to stop them before.
Yeah.
It would be a short movie if he did. Right? If he got to them when
5 minutes, yeah.
48 miles an hour, he gets on the bus and everybody off. There's a bomb that gets set at 50. And then the credits roll. I feel like that'd be a bad movie. So.
A short movie. It'd be good, but short.
Very short. So he finds the bus on the freeway. There is traffic. They haven't hit 50 yet. He gets out on foot. He runs up to the bus, pounding on the glass. Let me in. Of course, the bus driver's not going to let in this guy who's not in a police uniform, just yelling like a crazy man. It's L.A.
Why not?
It's L.A. You're like, this is just a coup. That's all this is. So he commandeers, what is that? A Jaguar? Is that what that is?
Yes, a Jaguar.
I can't tell. He commandeers it, and the guy does that black character in a 90s movie thing where it's not racist, but it's a little. Matthew Marsden told me that when Stallone was directing him in Rambo 4, he delivered a line poorly or whatever, Matthew, and Stallone told any more ham and we're gonna have a sandwich. And I noticed they did that in 90s movies a little bit. They would kind of like
a lot.
I felt like the directors would say to black people, "Hey, act black," and it's like, oh god,
blacker cut.
Right. And it was a little like, as a non-white person, but not a black person, I could see it and hear it, and it's like a little bit like, oh,
you're close.
I want to tell my white friends back in the days, they're just people, right? You don't have to do this.
He gets on the bullhorn. Blacker, come on. Black it up.
What if before we went on the air here on Double Impact, I told you, okay, Jericho, I need you to be black today, man. Like, listen, dude, I need you to be Kamala at a rally black. Dude.
Whoa, come on. Now you're asking too much. It's not going to come across as genuine if I'm that black.
Corporal Canuck says, Imagine if Keanu caught up and they let him on the bus, and then the rest of the movie is just filling out paperwork.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
pulled out some glasses out of his pocket. Boring. Thank God they didn't do that, huh?
Right. And then it's just The Office now, the movie. It's just the TV show The Office, but in a police station.
Yeah, you hear typewriters in the background. All bad. Or would that be bad? I'd watch that shit.
Anyway, they chase the bus, him and the guy who has the Jaguar. And they write a note, and they're going to try and hold it up. And it's such great, again, as a comic book artist, you're always thinking in images. Movies and comic books are the same thing. They're both just visual storytelling. They're cousins in that regard. And they're holding up the sign, and the bus driver can't read it. And then the sign flies out of his hands and plasters itself to the front of the bus window. And they're like, bah! And there's like a music sting right there. And that's such great framing. That's exactly how you want to film that moment. It tells the audience, it tells the driver, and it makes an emotional impact. I love it's a little thing, but it's great storytelling. I also like this guy's handwriting. Those are very bubbly bees.
Well, when you're writing about bombs, Gabe, I know you're a writer, but let me tell you about that. I'm an expert in bomb writing. When you're writing about bombs, the B's have to be clear because what is that, boob? Even though that M is suspect.
The M is very third grade.
You know, boobs, what are you telling me? So the B's have to be clear. Yeah. Bomb, bus, got it, get scared.
But those B's, like that middle piece doesn't even touch the back piece. And then the B's are like leaning back like they're on vacation, in the Caribbean or something.
Okay, he's stressed out, man. He's stressed out. He's a black guy driving down the highway, and he's more concentrated on blacking it up than writing the B's correctly. Blacker. Yeah. But it wasn't just him. They hit all of those. They wanted to represent everybody in society: the construction worker, the cholo, the lady, the white lady. You got the Asian lady on there. You got that black guy who's super black in the convertible, and of course he's very materialistic. Yeah, you don't wreck my car, man. Watch my car. I just got it waxed. That kind of bullshit. The AR work on this movie was something else.
Right. Oh goodness. So then there's a great stunt. Keanu is able to get from the car into the bus. They open the bus door and he gets in. And then there's that cholo guy on the bus is some sort of criminal and pulls a revolver out. And they have a face off. And then Keanu's like, I don't care what crime you committed, dude. I'm putting my gun down and you just put yours down, bro. And his surfer comes out of him there. Because he speaks normally most of the movie, but every once in a while, it's like, give me your hand.
Dude, bro, put down your weapon, dude. We're bros.
Right.
Because the guy thought that he was on the bus to arrest him. So, of course, he freaks out, pulls his 357. The construction worker guy who decides to be, you can't blame him, trying to be a good dude. He sees an opportunity. And he tries to grab the gun from the guy and wrestle it away from him. The gun goes off, shoots the driver in the shoulder from behind through the shoulder blade. Ouch. And then now we have a problem. Now, before everybody knew, keep it above 50. We're good to go. Professional bus driver in the seat. It's not going to be that bad. Well, now the driver's hurt. And Sandra, of course, being the community butterfly that she is, she knows everyone. Oh my God, are you all right, Johnny? Johnny the bus driver?
He's Sam. Tony C in the chat told us he's Sam the bus driver.
Sam. Perfect. Look at the names they give him. Sam. That's a nice, cool name. Bus driver. Nice guy. Right. Carries a lunch pail.
Oh, Sam the bus driver.
Hey, old Sammy the bus driver. And so she checks on him. And of course, he's out of commission now. And since she's right there, she must now sit in the seat because you got to keep your foot on the pedal. Got to keep it over 50. So she sits in the seat, and now it is Sandra, the city bus driver.
Right.
Uh-oh. Strap in, guys.
Sam and Sandra, our drivers today. Yeah, so he's on the bus. He tells everyone the situation with the bomb and all that. And this cholo guy, who's obviously some sort of criminal, pulls the gun, wrestle it, shoot the guy like Jericho said, and then they calm it down. And they handcuff the cholo guy to one of the steel beams on the seat. Mm-hmm. And then they pull the bus driver back to the second or third row, and some of the ladies and passengers are attending to him. The friend of Matthew Broderick in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, what is his name? He's a character in this, and he's a tourist.
Oh, yeah.
He's a tourist from Iowa, and he's like, oh, I haven't seen the whole city yet. I want to do this, that, and the other. He's talking to someone before all the chaos starts. And he'll play an important role later. That's a fun character. It's kind of like an everyman character for people to
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
Right. So now we're in a situation. She's got to keep the bus above 50, and this guy's bleeding out of his shoulder. Now, it's one of those movie wounds, so he won't die. But
through and through.
Yeah, he'll live long enough to be rescued, So.
And Alan Ruck is his name.
Right.
And one fact about Alan Ruck is he don't give a fuck. He does know that.
He don't give a ruck. Right. So they open the panel on the floor. Keanu sticks his head under there to look for the bomb. He finds this little dinky bomb to like his right. And then when he turns his head kind of laying backwards and up towards the front near the axle, there's a gigantic bomb with a like, the kind of gold watch they give you at retirement, like a cheap piece of shit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's that there. And it's a much more severe bomb, a much more complicated bomb. So that ain't good.
And Keanu was going to try to disarm the first one, but Jeff Daniels was like, no, that's a decoy. Don't fuck with that one.
Right. Oh, yeah. He's on the phone with Jeff Daniels, who's back at the police headquarters because, remember, he got shot in the leg. So he's kind of not out in the field right now. But he is the bomb expert, so they're on the phone. Let me grab my water from right behind me. 1 second.
Yeah, and so instead of trying to disarm that bomb, which is a decoy, and blow everybody up, he points out the real bomb, and then now they can start coming up with a plan to disarm it. But he has to do it. Jeff Daniels is the bomb expert, but he's not there, so he's literally back at the office reading a bomb manual, telling Keanu what to do. Right. And there's no room for error.
What if Jeff Daniels and Keanu both had that surfer accent come out once in a while? Keanu's like, it's there, it has a green wire, and it looks like a mercury timer. And this Daniels is like, no way, dude, bogus. That's a decoy bomb, bro.
Dude, don't fall for it, dude. Wait, are you talking or am I talking? No, you said that. No, I said that, dude.
That's what I just said, dude. That's what I just said.
Oh, dude. Oh, wait. No, the timer. Dude, we got to hurry up. Oh,
Jericho. Now, I have to interrupt the proceedings here. Michael Coulter, one of the great fans, always here. Gabe, Wonder Bread is the bread of the ghetto and poor people ever. I used to be poor. Once upon a time, my mom grew up eating Wonder Bread and mayonnaise sandwich. Your poor mother.
Hey,
that is tough.
That is
Jericho, the whole bread of the Wonder Bread and creamy peanut butter thing. Now,
no, the Wonder Bread's coming from you. I never said Wonder Bread.
You can't. What are you eating it on? What are you eating?
Some of that was. Ooh, how about some Oro wheat? Huh? Let's throw it on some Oro wheat.
Is it whole wheat or is it white bread?
It's white bread.
Dude, okay.
But it's top shelf white bread.
You would agree.
Wonder Bread.
You would agree a thumbless asshole who blows up elevators, blows up city buses, and kills people because he's a frustrated loser. You'd agree that's a bad person, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't invite him to the house anymore.
Well, why is he eating a white bread, creamy peanut butter sandwich in your face, case closed?
The kind of sandwich you eat doesn't speak to your character.
Criminal degenerates love white bread.
No, this dude's psycho. Look at the corner of that bread. He's not in our camp. He's a psychopath. Look at the corner of that bread. There's no peanut butter and jelly to the edge.
That's what's even worse.
You jelly to the edge.
He has just a little dollop of cream in the middle. Because he loves his stupid white bread so much.
Insane. This guy's insane.
Yeah. So I guess I was right again. Look at a murdering villain.
You weren't right in the first place. How are you right again? That implies that you were right.
I was right about Famke Janssen. I was right about crunchy peanut butter. I'm right
about that. Implies that you were right before about something, and we know.
Right. So look at that. Explain yourself, white bread lover.
White bread's delicious.
Yeah, that's what criminals say when they plant bombs on the city bus.
No, dude. Whole wheat bread is made out of old hippie dreads.
Yeah.
It's ground into a powder.
Now I know what you meant when you said, oh, white bread sandwiches are the bomb. Now I know what you were getting at. Now I know.
Delicious. No, that was Arnold talking about the city being a bomb.
You're not fooling me again.
I don't actually say, ooh, that's a bomb.
Oh yeah, white bread sandwich. What else will I blow up? Look at that. Disgusting.
I'm too psycho for white bread. Next time, I'm making a wheat sandwich.
Look at him. Caught in the act, blowing
No,
up innocent citizens and eating a white bread sandwich at the same time.
fine. If that's the company I need to keep, whatever. But white bread is better than whole wheat bread.
I'm just
People
saying.
eat whole wheat bread because they have problems taking a shit.
I'm just saying. No,
That's
I'm
why they
very
eat whole wheat bread.
I'm torn on this guy though, because he's eating the disgusting white bread sandwich, but he does have a delicious Mexican Coke right there by his foot.
Real Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Now, would
1994
you eat a sandwich with a soda? That's gross.
a meat sandwich?
Yes, I'm sorry. A sweet sandwich, like peanut butter jelly, is a sweet
You gotta
sandwich.
hit that with milk.
Right,
That's
you gotta hit it
milk
with
only.
milk or tea or something that doesn't have sweetness in it.
No tea. Who the fuck's eating peanut butter jelly sandwiches and
Just
tea?
iced tea. You could have iced tea.
But iced tea is sweet. Are you talking unsweetened iced tea?
I'm talking.
You
Yeah,
are
tea,
a serial killer.
no sugar. Like
Unsweetened. What's the point of drinking iced tea if it's unsweetened?
I only drink tea without sugar because it's bad for you to dump 5 tablespoons of sugar in your tea.
Then don't drink tea. But unsweetened iced tea is the mark of a psychopath.
Tea is delicious
With sugar in it.
with it's better with sugar.
Hot tea is fine with no sugar, but iced tea with no sugar is fucking gross. You get that bitter aftertaste from the tea. Ugh.
No,
disgusting.
Wow, tea is delicious.
But that makes sense. Of course, you eat chunky peanut butter and wheat bread, so of course you're going to dump disgusting.
Listen, the palate you're describing: white bread, peanut butter, and Welch's grape sandwiches with the crust cut off with a big sweet tea. This is like toddler food. This is
not. You're the sweet tea. I said milk. I didn't say.
You're going to tell me that you eat Lunchables next?
No, that's disgusting. I haven't eaten those since the 80s when they came out.
You know what's the grossest thing about Lunchables? I see it at the grocery store in Vaughn's where they have all the medicine locked up. There's a Lunchable. I've never had it, and I never would. But it's a pizza Lunchable. So it's a little pizza crust that's cold because you're keeping it in the fridge. Then cold tomato sauce, and then just shredded pepperoni cheese or shredded mozzarella. Do you know how disgusting that sounds? To like sprinkle, to put the cold tomato sauce and the cold shredded cheese and then just eat it like taco style on this tiny pizza crust? That sounds like you hate your kids if you give them that. Ugh.
That sounds gross. Real pizza cold, I'm down. But the Build-A-Bear fucking whatever pizza crust that is in a Lunchable, no, I mean, you shouldn't give your kids that shit. And it was introduced in Seattle in 1988 and then released nationally in 1989.
What was?
Lunchables.
Oh, Lunchables are so gross.
Let's see. Old school, they were just cheese and crackers and meat. Cool.
That's fine. I grew up. Remember, my like your father, my dad's a gourmet chef, and then on my mom's side, we owned a restaurant, the family restaurant, for half a century. So I grew up like I didn't have bologna until I was in college. Like we didn't eat artificial food. It was always homemade, 3 meals a day. So like Lunchables and all that processed stuff, like didn't eat it growing up. So I'm when I had a Lunchable, it was like at somebody else's house or something. My parents never bought Lunchables. Right. It's something I had when I was somewhere else. Yeah. Let's see. Heather thinks iced tea needs sweet and low. I'm fine with it. Just a lot of lemon, no sugar. It's fine. Let's see. Ew. You should stream with Epic Mike, Ripper, and Archaeopoulos. Yeah, I'm open to any of those guys. Friends with all of them. I think they're great. And is there cold pineapple with it? What are we talking about? Ew. The pizza. I love pineapple, but people go crazy. It's more of a meme. I don't think anyone means it about the pineapple on pizza. It's not good. It's not bad. It's whatever. I wouldn't order it on purpose. But in the world of pizza, that's fucking gross. If it were there and that was it and I was hungry, I would eat the pineapple pizza, whatever. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's like, oh, vomit. Like it's so gross. It's when I have had pineapple pizza, I'm eating it and I'm kind of like, why? Why'd you do this? I mean, yeah, you'll eat it. Yeah, but it's just like, why? Like you wouldn't choose it. I wouldn't order it. Yeah. So, but oh, give me a slice of that fucking pineapple. Hell no. We have such good pizza in San Diego. We've got like a few places that have been on like national things. I remember like 2009 Traveler magazine or one of those big stupid food and travel magazines ranked San Diego as the #1 pizza city in America. And I was working at DC Comics at the time, and they're all New Yorkers. You know, New York. Oh, the water's different. The pizza crust is different. H2O, same thing. And they were all incensed, all my DC Comics colleagues, that San Diego was voted the best pizza in the nation that year. We got a place near the airport called Bronx Pizza, and it is insanely good pizza. Pizza's my favorite food. It's my absolute favorite food. Well, you definitely don't think San Diego
when you think pizza.
Not
great
at all.
Pizza.
No.
But
No,
it is
you
what
think
it
like
is.
you think Mexican food, fish tacos, a California burrito, you think stuff like that.
Yeah, you think shitty Mexican food.
Right. Like,
all
well,
that
no,
good
you
stuff.
don't think of Northern California as shitty Mexican food. You think of good Southern
No,
California.
Southern California, you think is shitty Mexican food.
Oh, no.
It is.
Remember
Because it
Mexico.
is.
No, remember that you got this wrong last time. San Diego's on the border of Tijuana, Mexico, and then
I don't
like
get anything wrong.
it's a better concentration of Mexican culture down here, remember? So
No,
yeah,
I don't.
it's more authentico, as they say.
Ooh, you speak Spanish.
Yeah, just ask Kamala. I love you.
I love you, baby. I love you, baby. Billy,
Look at this. Guys, I'm going to call the second poll. Matrix or Point Break? What is better? It is tied. Anybody want to jump on the poll of polls, or we're done? I'm going to count to 10, 9, 8, 7. We can't end
How's
the
that
tie.
possible?
6, 5,
How is that
4,
possible?
3, 2, 1. All right. Point Break and the Matrix tied. Wow. That's very dissatisfying. Oh, well. Oh, well. That's what the people want. That's what they get. I love you, fool.
Hey, fool. Hey, fool.
Just don't forget, if you're heading down to Southern California, don't forget to say hi to newly Latina-ized Kamala Harris. Goodness gracious. What goes on?
She's Latina.
Explain something to me, because you're a political commentator. When Kamala Harris adopts those ridiculous accents for different audiences, who hears that and is like thrilled and like, yes, she gets me? Who does that work on?
Somebody, because they only do it because it works.
Yeah, I guess.
Somebody's like, dude, I didn't know that. I didn't know she was part Latina. That's awesome. So she's Black, Indian, and Latina. She's very UN, Very
You're right.
UN.
United Colors of Benetton.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah,
she's amazing, and it's a treat to be from our country.
So anyway, we've now got the people on the bus. They know about the bomb. They can be in contact with Dennis Hopper, the Mad Bomber, and now we're going to get into some bulk of the movie where they're on the bus. They're trying to stay above 50 on the freeway, on the surface streets, and this and that.
And he took the loud, mouthy black guy's cell phone, so that's how he's in contact with with Dennis Hopper. Right.
There's two ladies talking, and the one lady pushes a baby stroller out into the middle of the road, but Sandra Bullock can't slow down, and she runs over the stroller. And the stroller flies in there, and she's all, ah! And then as they drive past, you see that the stroller was just filled with cans.
Yeah.
So she thought
Keanu's like, it's only cans. It's only cans. Are you sure? Are you sure? Yeah.
He's all, I think so.
I think so, dude.
So it wasn't a baby. It was just that lady's life savings in cans.
Yeah, dude. Everything she had was in that stroller, dude. You totally blew it up, dude. Fuck. So anyway, everything's fine. It wasn't a baby.
Yeah. They got to do some trick driving. They get all the people on one side of the bus at one point so they could do this big like turn. Do they do that at the airport?
Bucket.
Yeah, it's a little unrealistic, but they have to do some wild driving and all kinds of stuff. But there's a part where they have to jump the freeway. I think we'll get to it. But Jeff Daniels back at Police HQ, they're trying to figure out who this bomber guy might be, and they're going through when they see the gold like retirement watch, they're like, oh my gosh, is it a former cop, a former bomb squad guy? So they start going through the files and this, and they can't find anyone in the local LA stuff right away. So they keep looking, but that's a clue of what's going on.
He heard him say, something like along the lines of, I gave my hand and all I got was that watch. It was something that triggered them to be like, well, maybe we're looking for a cop. And of course, there's the female officer who works in the office. That's his little gopher to, all right, we're looking for ex-cop, blah, blah, blah. Go, go, go. And she finds the file.
Right. Mr. E, Point Break remake or The Matrix Resurrection? I did not see either. If I had to watch one of those right now, I'd watch the Point Break remake.
Definitely. The
'Cause the
Matrix
Mat- the
Resurrections
Matrix-
was.
The Matrix has one good movie.
Oh, wait. Resurrections, that's the latest one?
That was like from 3-4 years ago. And I
Okay,
heard
yeah,
it was
because
brutal.
that one I got about 5 minutes in. I was like, nope. But Revolutions, is that number 3?
I
Whatever
don't
the
know.
third one is fucking terrible.
I have a leaf bug on the wall of my studio right in front of me.
Kill it.
You know, I'm not going to kill it. They're not
Why not?
dangerous or bad. Just
My
let me-
rule is if you're in my house, you're dead.
It feels wrong. I only
Keep
kill
your
like
punk
vermin,
ass.
like bad bugs. You know, if I see something that's like a weird spider that looks like a black widow or something. But yeah, this is one of those long, skinny bugs, and I think it opens into a leaf. Let me put my spectacles on so I can see a little. I don't know where my glasses are. I want to see this thing.
Kill it.
I don't want to fuck my glasses. It's going up the wall. So I'm in my garage. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Let him go.
Well, lucky you, leaf bug, because if you're in my garage, that's dead.
It just seems wrong. You know, I heard like a bzz, bzz, bzz. I heard this weird fluttering noise last night and this morning in the garage, and now I know what it is. So
Stay outside. You stay outside, I'll stay inside. Deal? Fucking bugs.
yeah, it looks it looks like this. Kind of. Not exactly. It looks like that, like a long, skinny thing like that.
All right.
It's about 2 inches. Yeah.
We'll let you go this time.
Long green plant bug. Yeah, it doesn't seem bad. Likes creamy peanut butter. Fuck you. No.
No, if it ate creamy peanut butter, it would fucking grab your hand. Like, what the? Ow, let me. Ow.
What are you doing up there, friend?
Fucking judo flip you. He's
Oh,
looking for a way out.
Yeah, well, get out of here. Anyway, so the chief and some other guys, they pull up next to the bus, and they're like talking to him about it. What's going on? You know, you can't slow down. We can't take people off the bus because he'll blow up the bus, Dennis Hopper, if they get the hostages off. And somehow he's like, how will he know? You know, like he'll just know somehow. And at first he'll know because he's watching on the police helicopters. Dennis Hopper's watching on TV, but they're gonna head to the airport, and then how will he know? You know,
because it's a no-fly zone at the airport, so they
Right.
don't have the news helicopters there anymore.
right? So,
And he convinces them to let the bus driver off.
Right, the
Come
guy
on,
that got
dude's
shot.
Yeah, he's like, come on, we got to get the bus driver off here. He's going to die. He's like, all right, fucker. So he lets him go. Then some lady who's been kind of like, well, get us out of here. Help us, help. She's been kind of acting crazy to kind of set this moment up. And he told her, don't stay on the bus, stay on the bus. You see Sandy telling her, no. And she's like, I got to get off the bus. And she tries. And then he warned him. So there's a bomb right under that part of the bus, under the door, and he blows it.
Right under the step, a little bomb that just blows up the step. The lady falls off, and I think she gets run over.
Yeah.
They cut to a news reporter, and it says she went under the tires, and he's like, "How horrible!" So, not good. Jericho, you're gonna have to give me a minute or two. This thing is a giant bug right there. I'm gonna catch it with this hat and take it outside. So I'm going off camera for a minute. I'll be
told you to kill it. Told you to kill that damn thing.
It's not a bad bug. I feel awful killing something like that. So just give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute.
You're in my garage, you'd be dead, bug. You hear me?
It's not like it doesn't get into your food. It doesn't bite people and poison them. It's not a bad one. I don't want to kill it. I'll be back 1 minute. I'm going to scoop it in my hat and run it outside.
Kill.
I don't want to grab it with my hand because I will just smash it if I grab it with my hand. 1 minute. I'll be right back. You can talk about whatever you want, but don't get this channel in trouble.
Oh, we're definitely getting in trouble now. You know how the saying goes: when the cat's away, the mice will get the channel deleted. Yeah, so Sandy Bullock, she's traumatized because of the lady she just saw get thrown off the bus by the explosion. They get the bus driver off, so he's going to be taken to safety, but she still has to maintain her 50 miles an hour or higher. And they're coming to a section of the highway because they thought that this highway was completed but empty, hadn't been opened up to the public yet. So they're heading down the highway, and then they soon realize that there's like a 75-foot section of the highway that's missing. Oops. So now they have to figure out, what are they going to do? You can't just fall off the bridge. Everybody's going to die. So
they can't go into 50 miles an hour.
Nope. So he says, floor it. We're going to have to jump that gap.
Mr. E says, with the old lady made of cans too, like that baby.
No, she was a real human. She was made of flesh.
Yeah, she was made of a bunch of meat bones.
She got fucked up. She got fucked up
It's
real
like,
bad.
you know, when you get hit in Sonic the Hedgehog and all the coins come out, you know?
Yeah, she didn't turn into gold rings.
All the cans come out. Ching.
She got fucked up, man.
Right.
Real bad.
So yeah, this is quite a stunt. They jumped the bus. I think I read when I was reading about the making of this, they ended up wasting a bus doing this, and then they got it on the second try. That they misjudged it the first time and didn't hit the ramp correctly, so the thing just went off the side. And then the second time they were able to do a jump with the bus. So
how fast would that thing have to go?
No idea.
All of that bus, it'd have to have like a fucking jet engine on it.
I think for the bus to make any sort of jump, and I don't know how far they jumped it. Like, I don't think they jumped it 100 feet or whatever. In the movie, they jump it far, but in real life, they probably just jumped it a little bit to get it airborne. But they probably stripped the bus to emptiness inside.
Yeah.
Like every last thing they could take out to reduce the weight, right? So, and then they put a Fast and the Furious nitro boost on the engine or something. I don't know.
The nitrous button, and that big ass bus makes it, and everybody's ecstatic. You know, hey,
Right.
we made it, we're still alive. And then Keanu sees the LAX coming up, that the LAX exit is coming up. But first, they take the exit first into the airport, and then they come up with a plan for him to get under the bus to disarm the bomb. He has to before he was just kind of looking through the little service hatch, but he has to actually get under there. And you can see he's doing this stunt.
Right.
That's another thing that was cool about this movie is because it's a young Keanu Reeves, you know, he's doing a little bit of crazy shit. Right. And one of them is getting on this thing. You know, I imagine it's some kind of like thing to service underneath him, you know, something.
It's probably to service vehicles that are holding still.
Yeah.
Not vehicles.
That's number one.
Right.
Usually don't do repairs on a vehicle while it's going at highway speeds.
Right.
Usually. So he has to get under there. And so that thing is connected to a truck, you know, that flatbed that everybody was on, all the other SWAT guys, they took the driver onto to get him to safety. So they're in front of it with this thing on a cable. So they got to kind of keep pace with the bus so he doesn't get fucked up.
Is Keanu made of cans? No, not everyone's made of cans.
Actually, no humans are made of cans, Mr.
Right.
I don't know what's going on there.
Not sure where you heard that, but
no one's made of cans.
Turns out, wait a minute, guys, we have a guest, Can Man. No, just kidding.
I was like, oh shit.
Goodness, I gotta do a little something real quick, but yeah, and they, since they're at the airport, they can just keep doing donuts and going in circles, and they don't have to worry about traffic, and they don't have to worry about Dennis Hopper watching them on TV with the helicopters. But they're still afraid to get everyone off the bus because the police chief asked Keanu, like, you know, let's get him off, and he's like, no, he'll know, and he's like, how? And Keanu just tells him, I don't know. I just know he'll know.
Yeah, somehow I can feel it. You know?
Right. So 1 second, I gotta write something into the Grok image generator, which is such a fun toy.
So I got such a hilarious fucking image for you. Later, it's gonna be perfect.
Did you text me? I didn't see anything.
No, not yet. I will when we're done. Can't wait.
I'll be done in 1 second.
My greatest thumbnail ever.
Okay.
These stunts are really cool.
Yeah, I read about that too on Wikipedia when I was reading all about the making of the movie, and that the director was terrified. Oh, that's not right. Hold on. I'm gonna mute my mic and just talk it in there.
Yeah, you can see that the camera doesn't cut away. It's Keanu getting off of the flatbed, laying down on this thing. Then he takes like this big cotter pin kind of thing out, and then the cable engages and it starts feeding out, and he starts rolling underneath the bus. And so when when he's about to go under the bus, he looks up at Sandra Bullock through the windshield, just kind of gives her a look. They look at each other, and then boom, the cable feeds out, and he goes underneath the bus. And it's really cool. And through the whole thing, you could tell that Keanu's actually doing the stunts. You can see, you know, the road whizzing by, and there's no cutaways and shit. So, yeah, man, I bet the director, whoever was representing the insurance company on set, there were a lot of people who had their little stinkers clenched real tight on this this scene.
Now, you know, we always get the best guests on this show. You know we do. And you know, we've been being asked about, was the baby made of cans and stuff like that. And I was able to get a hold of someone who is an old friend of mine, Jericho. You don't know him. But he's a good guy. He's been in a lot of movies, a lot of commercials mostly. Here he is, guys, and this is an outtake from Speed. It's Can Man, everyone.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Can Man.
So I've heard that in the original, like you guys refilmed like 75% of Speed because most of the movie was like a promotional tie-in for Coca-Cola. And Keanu kept drinking Cokes all the time when he needed to like calm down or he needed energy or needed to stop and make a plan. And when they did the test screening, people really didn't like the shoving the proverbial Coca-Cola down the throat. So, and then you went to bat for Coca-Cola and you lost that argument with the producers. But do you have any regrets? Because everyone thinks Speed is a classic. Do you think Speed would have been improved if they had kept all the Coca-Cola content? And, you know,
Well, actually, it's always more cans the better. If we had lots of cans in the movie, it would have been huge. But because of legal issues, they had to take the cans out of the movie, and I was pissed.
now, what do you think of the people that say, oh, we need to recycle cans because cans are a menace and cans are pollution? How do you feel when people say that you and your people are pollution?
Also, but you can recycle my dick right in your butthole.
Now, is there any truth to the rumor that the only scene that you got left in is that baby carriage got hit, that you were in charge of all those cans, you were the stunt coordinator, but you were also in that shot, right?
Yes, I had multiple duties in that movie. I said duty. But I had to coordinate the stunts, and then I had to get out there and execute the stunts with everybody.
Okay. Now, do you have any big plans, anything coming up? I know you've been doing voiceovers for video games and you've done some late night infomercials about, flipping houses and stuff. But do you have any new movies or shows, streaming shows? Do you have anything coming up that anyone would be interested in?
I'll have a big-time Christmas movie. It's called Home Alone with the Cans.
I really am looking forward to that and watching that with my granddaughter. Now, the last thing, this is controversial. The lawsuit is still pending. It's still going on. So I don't know how much you could talk about this. But your brother, he's a Pepsi can. You're a Coke can. You're in that ugly lawsuit where he claims that he coined the phrase, I'm going to open a can of whoop ass. And you have evidence that you were the first one to say that. But he's like, no, you said I'm going to open a can of me, and then implying that you were whoop ass. How do you feel about that? I mean, your own brother. You're in court with your own brother.
Well, Coca-Cola is better than Pepsi, and even though he's my brother, he can fuck off. I have a video from Christmas 1992 where I say I'm going to open up a can of me and I start whipping his ass in the living room.
Two people back to back, same sort of question. What about your wife, Mrs. Cans? And what do you think when a lady has nice cans?
Oh, Lord, that's why I married my wife, because she has huge tits.
So you guys call them, so you don't call them cans when you're with the fellas?
No, you don't say that a girl has nice humans, do you?
No, that wouldn't make any sense. That'd be crazy.
Duh.
Yeah, that'd be crazy, like talking to a can that's running across the street. I hope everybody else can see this can, and it's not just me.
What can? I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, guys. Is there any last message you want for the audience? Thanks for coming in short notice.
Oh, fuck you.
Mr. Can, everybody.
Sure, dude.
Why did he cuss me out at the end?
I don't know. Maybe you asked some questions that were a little too probing. You did ask about his brother.
I want to know who came up with open a can of whoop ass, because open a can of me, that's just not as good, dude.
Are you going to tell him that?
No, I don't want him to open a can of him.
Yeah, but
so.
when you bring up litigation with that involves his family, things are going to get a little tense, and he might end with a fuck you sometimes.
Well, he's never been the same since that he got shaken up really bad on the set of this movie, like really bad. He got shaken really hard, and nobody tapped on the top first, and he exploded in Dennis Hopper's face. It was bad, dude.
Yeah, Dennis Hopper was pissed off.
Right, and that's why Dennis Hopper had the bottle of soda in that scene. That was Can's big scene. Ken was supposed to be in that scene, and they used the fucking bottle.
Yeah, and this movie, he was. What made it worse for him is that this movie was sponsored by Big Can.
Right,
he was supposed to be.
Mr. E brings up the point. There was a musical number in this. The Can Man Can. I remember that, dude.
He was a can dancer.
Right.
And his favorite birds are toucan.
Right. And then he was dude, he fucking endorsed Obama. Yes, we can.
That was his worst. If this was like a VH1 special behind the music,
his low point.
This was his low point. Yeah, when he endorsed Obama. And he was like, yes, we can.
I heard I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. I heard he almost recycled himself that year.
Yeah, he did. But he posted, there were some cryptic posts on social media, so people reached out. And I think that's what saved him from jumping into the green bin next to the curb. But, he's moved on from that, and now he's going to kick the can down the road, so to speak.
Right. Well, if anyone can, he can.
Yeah.
He has shaking can syndrome.
That's fucked up.
Anyways, Keanu Reeves gets on this little wheelie thing to go under the bus at 50 plus miles an hour to defuse the bomb. He's on the phone with Jeff Daniels. They're trying to figure it out, and he's working on it. And but then the people that were working with Jeff Daniels back at the police station, they figured out who this guy was. He gave some clue. I think it's the gold watch, and I think it was the missing thumb. He said something about missing the thumb, and they found some information on a guy from like Atlanta or Boston back east, moved out to Santa Monica, blah, 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 blew off his thumb and had to retire early, didn't get a good settlement or pension, at least in his creamy peanut butter, white bread eating eyes. It wasn't good enough. So now he's out for vengeance. So Jeff Daniels and the squad of cops are going to go to this guy's house because they found out where he lives. So.
But I thought it was kind of like, of course, this dude has bombs everywhere. He has fail safes everywhere, like in his plans and stuff. Like, why would you think you could just go to this dude's house and just, kick the door in, so to speak? Of course, this guy is smarter than that, and they find out the hard way.
Yeah, and it ain't good. And there's a scene where like you hear this sort of electronic like wing, like something powering up or something, and Jeff Daniels looks and there's a little red
flashing,
little red light behind this weird modern art sculpture, and then not good.
And he looks, the look on his face is like, shit. He knows what it is. A couple seconds before it goes off, and kaboom.
Right.
Everybody's gone.
So Keanu gets the bad news. His mentor, his friend, is dead and gone. And when he's been on the phone with this guy, Keanu, arguing with him, let him off the bus, or you're a madman. Just going back and forth. He has called Sandra Bullock that little wildcat. Oh, you got that little wildcat. She's doing this and doing that. And he's mentioned it, I think, twice or 2 or 3 times. He calls her that. And Keanu is stumped. He can't figure out the bomb. His friend is dead. He can't figure out. They're going to run out of gas because he stabs the gas tank when he's under the car because he almost gets run over. And he stabs it with a screwdriver to hold on Keanu Reeves. So now gas is leaving. They're going to run out of gas and go under 50 miles an hour and die. So they're in. I love it. That's such good writing. In Act 2, what you're supposed to do, it's called rising action. And you keep having the problems that match the theme of the movie, but they keep getting worse and the stakes keep getting higher, and it builds it and it builds it and it builds it. And it's that tension you build and then release for the climax. And it's really good writing. If you love action movies, this is a good one. It hits all those beats correctly because this thing is really looking hopeless. And then this little thing happens. Keanu's sitting there leaning over the steering wheel, talking to Sandra Bullock, and he sees her Arizona University jacket.
Mm-hmm.
What is the mascot for the Arizona University sports teams, Jericho?
The Wildcats.
Aha!
Aha!
So what, or as my Arab relatives would say, aha. What Keanu realizes, he's called her Wildcat. He can see us.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks around, and then just like behind one of the mirrors is a camera barely hidden.
It says video vision. Like, I think that's the camera.
Right. So they can see everyone in the bus. So that's how Dennis Hopper, the Mad Bomber, would know if they let people off the bus, because there's no more police helicopters. He can't see the bus live on TV. How does he know what they're doing? Well, that's how. And this is the breakthrough moment for Keanu. So what they do, the police on the ground, the captain and the other cops and the news people there, they are able to capture that wireless feed that thing is broadcasting, capture it, record it on a tape. then start playing it on a loop,
Loop it.
and then broadcast it over that signal because they probably have much stronger transmitters. So they hijack that. So now when Dennis Hopper watches it, and Keanu tells everyone on the bus, just act normal and hold still. Don't move much or anything at all. And this way we could do whatever we want on the bus. So we're going to feed him this loop video, but the video's only a minute because the chief is freaking out. And he's like, the newsman that's recording it for him with the technology stuff, he's like, I've only got a minute. And he's like, play it now. Like he won't let him record like 5 minutes.
He doesn't even give him a chance to do it.
Right.
He's all, play it. He's like, damn, dude, give me a second.
So now this is all Dennis Hopper's going to see. He's going to see this black and white image with a moving background, and the people may be swaying a little bit, but it's on a 1 minute loop, you know? And then they're able to get everyone off the bus, except for Keanu and Sandra, because the bomb's still going to go off. So they can't just all, you know, although you think, I don't know, I don't want to ruin the movie, because if I come up with a solution they could have done right here, it's like I'm being nitpicky and stupid. Anyway, they get all the people off.
Yes.
And there's a great moment where Ferris Bueller's friend, what's his name? It was something Ock.
Alex Ruck.
Ruck, that's it, Ruck. He almost dies. And he's supposed to be some hayseed from the American Midwest, and he wants to come see the big city. And that bridge thing gives out, and he falls, and like, dude, his knees are hitting the pavement.
It's a wrap.
Miles an hour.
It's a wrap. No BJ's for him.
Oh, his knees would just be beef jerky on there. Oof.
Done. His carne asada kneecaps.
Right. So then Keanu and plucky little Sandra Bullock, they open the bottom hatch in the middle, that service hatch thing. They tie some ropes up to the steering wheel and put a pole to keep the gas pedal down, keep the steering wheel turned so it'll keep making those giant circles, and they slide out from underneath the bus. Mm-hmm. Everyone has escaped. It's awesome. So they go sliding away at 50-something miles an hour.
Dude, they're flying.
Right. And Dennis Hopper comes out of the bathroom, and he notices the video is looping. So
yeah, it's like a glitch.
Right.
Yeah.
There's like, oh, the woman has a purse, and then all of a sudden it disappears. And then it comes back, and so there is a little glitch in the 1 minute loop, and he finally notices it. And so he sets off the bomb, and it hits a giant freight airplane, but the airplane doesn't have anyone on it, and you could tell because there's a massive tow truck pulling the plane around the airport.
It needs service.
So
and these things are slowly, about to intersect. The bus is going, the plane is going, bus, train, slow motion, kaboom, huge explosion, huge. One of those giant fireballs that you see in the action movies, just humongous. Probably use gallons and gallons of fuel for that. And then, boom, that's it. So those who may not know, those who might be watching from afar, the explosion, the people on the bus are dead.
Right. So they go sliding away on that metal panel so they don't get all scuffed up. And it's cool. It's real. It's believable how they survive. They slide off the tarmac into the dirt and grass, and there's a bunch of orange like pylons there. And they kind of just run into those, and that slows them down. They roll to a stop, and they have a nice, intimate, emotional moment. They laugh a little. She wants to cry a little. And then they say something about, maybe getting together, maybe having a relationship. And she gives him this quote where like, they say, relationships that start off with intense whatever, they tend not to last. Through intense experience, they tend not to last. I don't know if there's any science to that, but
but while we're laying down over here, what you want to do?
Hey, while we're laying down, how about I lay it down?
Let's do it, girl.
Yeah. So then they're gonna so Dennis Hopper doesn't know the bus blew up because he doesn't have his camera feed, and they're still just feeding him that thing, but he knows something's up. So the police talk to him. They're going to give him his $3 million. They're going to put it in that trash can, and he's in a building nearby, and he can see out the window if the money's in there.
He tells him leave at the corner of so and so.
Right. Now, what I don't understand is Dennis Hopper looks out the blinds, Jericho, and he sees cops in windows with sniper rifles and binoculars. Like, wouldn't they obscure themselves or hide where they couldn't be seen from the street?
That shit infuriated me when I saw that because these guys have advisors on set, police advisors, people who did it and maybe they're retired or whatever, they're on their off time to tell them how to do certain things so it looks authentic. And number one, a sniper is not going to have their rifle hanging out the window so you could see them. They're not going to have it hanging over the ledge of the building. They do what's called fire from cover, where you're inside the building, so it hides you. It's harder to hear where the sound came from, and they don't see the muzzle flash. from your rifle. So they would have to elevate inside the room so they could see their target down there.
Right.
But there's no way, and not only snipers, but snipers for the Los Angeles Police Department.
Is that a big police department?
It's small to mid. You may have heard of Los Angeles, but
Right.
they have a SWAT team that some call world famous.
Oh,
And they're some of the best trained snipers in the world. So they're not
like retired former military snipers and stuff, and then they join the police force after the military, stuff like that.
Yeah, and they train the LAPD SWAT trained snipers from around the world for special ops units and other police forces. I don't really want to get into it right now.
Right.
But
so Dennis Hopper sees all of the police in all of the rooftops,
all of their guns.
They might as well have fucking neon vests on. It makes
they might as well have one of those a neon sign with a finger right here. Police.
In a great movie, this is a great movie. You should all watch it. It's not a great moment. In a great movie. Another thing that I like about this movie too is I don't think there's much cussing. I think they drop an F-bomb or two. There's no gratuitous sexual anything. You could probably watch this with younger people and not worry about perverted weird stuff. There's nothing in this.
There's no love scenes or anything like that. There's a couple times where you might go, you might flinch a little bit from the F word, like when he says, "I'm gonna rip your fucking spine out." That was a pretty tough one.
That's not a nice thing to say. Rice Art from Brazil. Hello, this is Addison Rice, a friend of mine on Facebook and all over social media. Great illustrator in his own right. He says, just saying hi and wishing Big Man Comics success and a long life. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I haven't messed up. We said success in a short life.
Mr. E says, if they were hidden, the audience wouldn't be able to see them. The SWAT members.
True. They could have done a shot where they're inside the room with the snipers and maybe a shot through the scope so you can see their crosshairs, see that they see him or see the trash can where he's supposed to get the money. I mean, there was a way to do that, but having them fucking like hanging out the window with their sniper rifles, that's probably not going to work out.
Right. So Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock are at the crime scene because they were in an ambulance. And the ambulance doesn't take her to the hospital or anything. It takes her to this barbershop where Keanu is going to meet the chief, and they're looking through the windows of binoculars watching the trash can. Dennis Hopper has seen everyone, so he puts on his police uniform that he got from somewhere, comes down and says, "Oh, hey, Sandy Bullock, you got to get away from this crime scene. I am definitely one of the cops and not the mad bomber. Come with me, lady." So they look on some sort of scope they have that is tracking the bag of money that also has that exploding ink in it, which I do like that they do to bank robbers. And the money's moving, even though nobody saw anyone go up to the trash. That's the cop putting the money in the trash. Nobody goes up to the trash can. I like how clever Dennis Hopper is. The way he got the money, they run up to the trash can and they move it, and there's a hole in the ground under it leading down to the subway system. Brilliant.
So by the time they realize he's already on his way.
He's on the move. He's got her strapped with enough dynamite to make the subway above ground, turn it into an above ground subway, to open it up. To open it up to some fresh air, the subway.
But not the way you want to open up a subway to fresh air.
Right. Speaking of Subway, is there a worse fast food? The four horsemen of bad fast food: Subway, Taco Bell, Burger King. Who would you put it for? Who's the other one that's just awful?
Oh, Arby's.
Oh, we've got the meat or something like that. I eat Arby's about once a year because I'm like, roast beef with horseradish sounds good. Then I get like, I'm halfway through the Arby's sandwich. I'm, what the hell were you thinking, dude?
You wake up and you're like, hey, I want to punish myself today. Let's go, Tommy. Let's go. So
anyway, Keanu goes down to the subway by himself to look for Sandra Bullock. He finds her in a vest. Dennis Hopper and him have a little tete-a-tete, a little face-off. Dennis Hopper's got the squeeze trigger for the bomb. Once he squeezes it, now if he unsqueezes it, if he lets go, it blows all that dynamite vest she's wearing away.
Just like in Terminator 2.
Right.
He has the thing in his hand and he lets go.
Right. So he's making his way down to the subway. He's going to get away with her. And then don't follow me, Keanu, this and that. So they get on the train. He handcuffs her to the pole. And not a dancing pole either. It's a regular pole.
Yeah, not the fun pole.
Yeah. And what were those gentlemen's clubs like before there was a pole on the stage?
What did they dance around? I'm sure
I guess they did Did they do like tap or jazz or just like regular dance routines?
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
With the hat?
Hello,
my rectum gal.
Like, these girls need to do some different moves. This is not making the blood go down.
Right. So then he's gonna take over the train. He kills the train operator. Everyone is off the train. Just machine guns the poor guy in the back.
Hey.
It's a blue collar family man.
Hey, what am I supposed to do with all these bullets I got here?
I like this though. He goes to count his money like a greedy little bastard, and then it blows that purple paint all in his face.
It fucks up all the money.
Right.
No one's taking your purple Barney blood money. No one's taking that shit.
Right. So Keanu has gotten himself on the train by prying open some doors at the last minute. He's sneaking through the train, and he sees Dennis Hopper handcuffing her, this and that. He's trying to figure out how to make his move. He goes on the roof of the train, and he has to dodge these lights that come every half mile or quarter mile or something. It's a red light or a green light, depending, for the train operator to notice. And if you don't duck, you could lose your head. So they're setting that up. So Dennis Hopper's shooting the roof. He runs out of bullets. Keanu has lost his gun when he was dodging a red light. And they get into a wrestling match up there on the roof. And how does that go for Dennis Hopper, Jericho?
Not good. It started out good. He was getting some good punches in. He's bouncing Keanu's head off of the train. But then he got sloppy, didn't look where he was going. And then Keanu kind of looked up and saw one of those red lights coming. And he pushed him up like this, and he couldn't go back down. And he just, boom, goes by. Red light takes his head completely off. Again, bad practical effects. You tell it with a dummy. And the beginning scene where he stabs that dude in the head, same thing. Terrible makeup and practical effects on this movie. That's probably the only place. Oh, and sniper placement. That's probably the only two things that I would give this bad marks for. Can't hear you. Those are the only two things I would give bad marks for.
Right. Let's see. I'm trying to find out the one-liner he said. He said something. I don't remember it, but he does give a 90s one-liner when Dennis Hopper.
Oh, he said, I can't remember what Hopper said to him, but he said, he says, "Oh yeah, I'm taller."
That's right.
He said to him, but I can't remember what Hopper said to set that up. Oh, he says, "Oh yeah, you thought you had to figure out, but you forget, I'm smarter." And then he pushes him up like that, and he takes his head off, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm taller."
That's a good one. That's a good one. Right. So Dennis Hopper gets his head knocked off. And then he comes down to save Sandra Bullock. The train is going too fast, and it's going to crash into an area just like the bus was going to that freeway section that wasn't completed. The train is going to go to a part of the tunnel that's being redone in Hollywood, right in the center of Hollywood. So he's not able to get her free. They sit down. They resign themselves to their fate that they're going to die. They're like kind of hugging and bracing for impact. And then they come out of the ground right in front of Mann's Chinese Theater. Now, if you know anything about Hollywood, this is the most famous theater where they do the Hollywood premieres. I have seen 2 different movie premieres there. I'll get a picture of Mann's Chinese so people can. No, Mann's Chinese Theater.
Not Chinese man.
Have you been there? It's a tourist spot right there in the center of Hollywood on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, I've been there before.
Okay. Yeah, this is, I'll pop it on screen here. That's Mann's Chinese Theater. Everyone has seen it. I saw Aquaman there in December of 2008, the actual Hollywood premiere. And then I saw the next year, I think in 19, I saw Shazam, the other DC Comics movie. I got to cover those. It was fun. So you want really bad marks? None of mine says watch Speed 2 Cruise Control. Jericho has told me.
When Patrick Dempsey and Sandra Bullock comes back, Willem Dafoe. Yeah, it's awful, man.
Well, it breaks the lore of this universe for me because they're in love. Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves at the end of this movie. They're laying there in this subway car in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard, talking about a relationship started through intense events, tend not to last. And then Keanu goes, "I guess we'll just have to base it on sex," you know. God. And so they're in it. They're attracted to each other. They're going to start dating. And then in Speed 2, she's like on her honeymoon with is his name Scott Patrick, the actor? Jason Patrick.
Is it Jason Patrick?
I think so.
Oh, no, I think it's Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah, Jason Patric. Yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, the crew of that movie, Speed 2 Cruise Control. You got Jason Patric, Willem Dafoe's a bad guy. How can it be bad? Sandra Bullock's a good actress. Jason Patric, he's a good actor. Willem Dafoe's a great actor. How could this be bad? He must have a terrible script.
It's fucking terrible, man. Yeah, that's it. The script is abhorrent.
So
really
anyway,
bad.
Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Really bad.
So yeah, here's that part. We'll just have to base it on sex.
Sex.
Right. And then that's it. That's the credits. This is a good one. This is one of the better ones. It's a quality movie. It's a fun script, action packed. You got the crazy rising action, and it won 2 Oscars. It's an Oscar winning movie for sound editing and sound design or something like that. So there you go. It didn't win for makeup for that fake thumb. It did not win the Oscar.
It did not win for finger makeup.
No.
And it didn't win for sniper placement.
You know another name. Do you know what the original working title of this movie was?
What?
Well, they call it Speed. That's a great name. But since Dennis Hopper had lost his finger, the original name of this movie was Finger Bang.
Oh man, I would have voted for that one.
He lost his finger in an explosion. So.
Man, I would have went for that title. Finger banger.
It won at Cannes. None of the Miser says this movie won at Cannes. Oh wow.
Yeah, soda can.
Well, yeah.
But it wasn't bad. It was a good movie. It was a good 90s action movie.
Yeah.
All the marks. It was a good one. I would definitely want to watch this movie again soon.
Yeah. Yeah. And you could definitely watch it with your son or something, and it's not an overly there's cussing, and the violence in this is Indiana Jones level. There's no gore, there's no guts everywhere, there's no horrific, slashing throats and brains flying everywhere. There's nothing like that. So you could watch this, I'd watch it with my middle school, definitely high school age son. I would. I don't think it's awful. So
and it's exciting. The stakes are nice and high throughout the movie. That's cool.
And I do like that the premise is just ridiculous enough, but still realistic. It's comic booky. It's a bus that can't slow down or it'll blow up. I guess it could happen.
And there's, crashing into shit, crashing into cars, running over shit because she can't slow down. There's a lot of that.
Right. Right. It's got women drivers, being a woman driver.
Watch out. Get off the roads. Get off the roads if you can.
Right. So, Speed, we love it. What Keanu Reeves movie do you want to do next, friend?
Keanu. I would definitely say probably The Matrix. Let's hit that home run.
Okay.
Probably his greatest movie, The Matrix.
Okay. The Matrix, and then let me check my calendar. Will it be October? We go into horror movies after that? We'll do The Matrix on the 25th, and then it's October 2nd, the week after that. And this year I want to do Alien, and I had another one, and then you can pick the other 2. How many October Wednesdays do we have? We have 2, 3. We have October 2, 9, 16, 23, and 30. We got 5 this year, 5 Wednesdays.
Cool. Well, I say if we want to stick with stay in the Keanu vein, the first one for October could be Bram Stoker's. Did we do that one?
Ooh, Dracula, dude.
Dude, you're gonna bite my neck?
Bogus, bro. Don't bite my neck, man.
Dude, not cool, dude. Look at all these bunnies, dude. Bite one of them, bro. Stay away from my.
Yeah, we'll do Dracula. That'll be fun. Dracula. So that could be the first one. We'll blend Keanu into Halloween with Dracula. So Matrix, then Dracula. Stick around for that stuff, guys.
That's a good run right there.
Right.
That's a good run.
So this is I like Speed. It's a fun one. Hadn't seen it since I was in high school, but now I'm like, why don't I own the Blu-ray of this to play on my Blu-ray player that I got for Father's Day?
See?
So
now it makes sense.
Yeah. So is there anything you want to share with the audience? Anything you want to promote? Anything like that?
Just keep following me on X, you fuckers. And check your subscriptions to my YouTube channel because YouTube is a bitch.
When are you going to start getting in Twitter fights with people? Because that's all people do on Twitter is argue.
I don't know. I think I'll find a good stance to take.
All right.
And then I'll start pissing people off.
Creamy versus chunky?
No, there's no argument there.
All right, guys. Okay, The Matrix next Wednesday. 1 p.m. Pacific. We're trying a new time. We'll see how it goes. I'll do it through October. We'll see how this goes for the month of October and this half of September. If we don't like it, if people don't tune in and stuff like that, we'll move it back to the evening and stuff like that. But we want to give it a try. I feel like going in the middle of the day gives more people a chance to see it. So, guys, hit the like. Check out all the links in the description. Go to bigmancomics.com for awesome comics and some cool apparel. Make sure you follow Jericho on all social media, and we will talk to you next Wednesday, 1 p.m. Pacific. Thank you. Bye-bye.